Hi. Is that like the worst smile like ever? Yeah, it is. It probably is. And look at there. We got some retweets and actually those are likes. Hey, welcome to Order 42. I am Rob, and we're doing the thing here. We're doing the thing. We got that crazy Greek is in here. BPO 59, which I believe is our good buddy Star Fox. And of course, Caleb just joined us. How's it going? I am going to do some stuff in the background while we chat, because apparently we are going to have a guest. We are going to have a guest here, and I mean, that's weird. What? Bomb. William? Who's William? Who's William? I'm sorry. What did I just do? What happened? Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Oh, it's the same as last time. It's the same as last time. Let's see. Invite. Copy. And can I copy this? No? That's the passcode. So yeah, how have you guys been doing? You guys that guess is me, right? Well, I mean, again, y'all are all special guests in my opinion, you know what I mean? Is that cheesy enough for you? It probably is. But, there you go. Now let me make sure. Put that as multi-output. No. There we go. Microphone is that. Speaker is multi-output because we're streaming. And then, yeah, everything should be set up and good to go. And Jim is here, working late, but came to drop a like and do the thing. Cheers all. Well, hey, Jim, it's good to see you. And I've been thinking we need to have you on again at least at some point. I mean, I'm like I said, the thing is, I do the thing over here, but at the same time, it is good to have a friend on every now and then. So yeah, we should do that. How dare you assume I'm special? Well, that's not what I meant. And you know that. Don't you? Real quick, before our guest joins us, I do want to say again, thank you so much, you guys. The growth in just the last month has been absolutely ridiculous. Went from 312 subscribers to now 467. That's quite a jump in 1 month. Also my RRR video is at 31,000 views and counting, and it won't stop. It just doesn't stop. So that's ridiculous. So let me do this. Let me minimize this. Let me admit this person, our guest. Let me move this over here.
What is that?
Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Can you see me?
Not yet.
Okay. Hang on. Let's start some video.
There we go. I can see you.
All right. Do I need a background?
I mean, if you want.
I always ask this. How do I do a background?
Green background?
Well, I mean, it's a green screen. So
here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to just go ahead and tweet it out again that you're here. And let me see if this works.
Choose virtual background.
There we go. It works. Now you're on stream. Hello, it's Jay.
Hi. Well,
Jay
wait a
is
minute.
here.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh no!
Oh no. Let me see.
Trying to fix my background. Hang on a second.
Uh, Carbonite Dreams is here,
What is up, Carbonite Dreams?
and let me just say,
Go with what are we talking about tonight?
well, a little bit of everything. I mean, I've got some topics that I was gonna cover anyway,
Okay.
and you can either chime in or you can say, you know what, I'm done with this crazy crap. I'm out of here. But
Okay.
but I
Okay.
figured we could talk about, the stuff from today that was.
Yeah, let's talk about the stuff from today.
I'm just tweeting out that you're here.
Lift? I don't want to mirror that. There we go.
Hey, that's
Hey,
nice. I like
is that
that.
good? All right, all right. Tweet that. Let me retweet that. What are you on right now? The Twitch?
I'm on YouTube. We're on YouTube right now.
Where's my phone?
And there you go. I just tagged you in it, so you can just do whatever.
Okay. Hang on. I didn't know we were live, so give me a
Oh
second.
yeah, man. I go live at 7, man. I go live at 7. I just didn't know if you were in a position that you could do the
Yeah,
thing.
I just, everything we do is late. So, what are you going to do?
I know, and that's why I didn't want to announce it before it was time, you know?
Let's see here. You tagged me, you said.
I tagged you. Now, real quick, like I said, before we get crazy into it, I just wanted to show off something I got at Half Price Books. The Atlas of Middle Earth. And look at this, man. This is in like insanely good condition. No bends. It's like perfect. And it was half price. I mean, you would think so, right? Half price books. So yeah, this was $25 on Amazon, and I got it for $12.
The book?
Pretty good.
Huh?
What?
It's a book.
I mean, it's a good deal.
Are there any words or pictures in it? I mean,
Well, yeah, it's more of a reference book for, for Tolkien nerds like me.
Okay, token nerds or Tolkien?
Tolkien. Well, it's actually Tolkien. Actually, is what he says.
I'm fancy. I guess he would know how to say his name.
I mean,
right?
yeah, but it's one of those books that I was on my list and
Well, now you can
finally
mark it
picked it up.
Mark it 8, dude.
Boobs? There are no boobs in the book. Are you kidding me?
Hang on a second. I gotta find. You're on the YouTube. You said.
Yeah. Do you want me to send you?
No, I'll find it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I just reset my computer. So now if I go to a YouTube link, then it's going or a YouTube that's open. Okay, I want to see the chat. That's why.
Ah, yes.
So you're gonna hear some random noise because hope this is not effing anything up for you. Probably. Jesus Christ, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
Here we go. What's up, Carbonite, Crazy Greek, Calamity, Grindhead Jim? So what's going on?
not much, man. I mean, just doing the thing,
The thing I do know actually. Sorry, I'm in the middle of a level. I really did not expect you to be on like go time.
Oh,
So I'm gonna set this level while we're chatting, getting to know each other.
yeah, yeah. So how was Retro Expo? I wasn't able to go. Was it good?
It was fun. It was fun. It was actually very productive for me professionally speaking. I got to meet one of the agents that I have been talking with for, I'd say, about 2 years now. Finally got to meet him in person. And then he introduced me to an agent, someone who owns another agency. And I've been trying to get with them for a couple of weeks now to book some voiceover talent. Put it that way.
Ah, yes.
Not ready to you know what? I'll say it. You guys are going to get exclusive right now. I'm starting an anime convention. So I'm trying to get some anime voice actors booked for that show coming up in February. And it'll be in Houston, actually. So, but that was, again, really productive because today and yesterday I've been in constant contact with them, which is great because it's been it's been like a 3-week ordeal trying to get some answers out of these particular people. So,
Right.
like I said, professionally, it was really good. I was introduced to William Daniels, who is, depending on how old you are, either Kit from Knight Rider and or guys like me and you remember both, Boy Meets World, Mr. Feeney.
Yes.
So kind of neat. Got me a little freebie autograph there, which is kind of cool. One up Melbourne because I think he actually had to pay for his like a chomp.
Well, I mean, that's the way it goes, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you know, basically it's the way it goes. So yeah,
And you all got the maybe a little footage too. You got some footage for maybe.
I personally did not film any. Billy and Melbourne got there before I did, and I got there a little bit later in the day. I was streaming on Saturday night, so you know how that goes, or Friday night, which means it was. So, but yeah, no, it was good. You know what? It's not always about filming. It's about enjoying what's going on in front of you with your real DIs, instead of looking at everything through a camera. So
yeah, and I think that's the toughest part about going to those conventions is because I just kind of want to sit and enjoy it, but at the same time, it is a nice place to get some content.
absolutely.
So it's, it's a thing.
Yeah, kind of this catch-22 where like you want to enjoy it, you want to have fun, you want to enjoy it from like a con-goer's perspective. But yes, it is content because not everybody gets to go to a convention because there may not be one in their area. So
right.
But right. Melbourne and Billy filmed enough for, I guess, everybody. I don't need to add anything to it. So right. I'm sure what they'll do is try to play up the fact that I wasn't there. They were there. They'll probably have some choice words about how maybe lazy I am or whatever. So, and they're gonna try to, in the interview portion, why weren't you there? Why weren't you there? Like, look, I was there, just not when you were. I missed them by like half an hour though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was not able to go, and I was kind of bummed out about it, but I was able to help my wife, all day. Okay. So it was kind of a thing. Just had to do it. You have to do that sometimes. You just kind of have to.
You ain't wrong.
Yeah. But yeah, we've also been working on some stuff in the background. I hadn't said anything. You have, but I hadn't said anything about what we've been doing. Yes. Do you want to chat about that? By the way, Cosma, that's our good buddy Darth Octavius. He's asking, what's Rob's story? Did you see those pictures that Billy tweeted out?
No, I did not. Should I check?
It's from last night. He tweeted out some pictures from the Blu-ray. So what the menus are like, and there's actually a thing called Rob's story, and I'm like, I have no idea what that is. And I mean, I've told lots of stories. I don't know what it's about, so I'm kind of interested to see what that is.
Hang on. Oh, there it is. Rob's story. Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Dude, there are guys, y'all don't understand. If you pre-ordered the Game Chasers Adventures Game Chasing Blu-ray, it is going to be jammed. Like, I'm looking at these menus right here. Making of Great Basement Reshoot. Okay, that's a whole segment on its own. Making of featurettes, more stuff. Okay. Excuse me. Story, locations, casting the movie, Ghost Getter 1, practical effects, digital effects, ADR, scoring the movie, sound mix, premiere, script changes, script writing session, random on-set footage, random stories, Rob's story, Ray's amazing stories, Joey Hot Hands, and day one vlog. That is, and I'm sure there's going to be more. Like, I think there's probably going to be
some hidden stuff, maybe.
Oh, Billy always does that.
Yeah,
he always does some hidden stuff. So thanks, Nightbot.
Give me just a second. I'm gonna. You're not going to be heard by anyone but me for just a second. So hold on. Okay. Okay, no problem. I just wanted to turn you up a little bit because I could barely hear you.
Me?
Yeah, but everything is good on their end.
Okay.
So, yeah. Caleb said it's going to be the Famalian story. I mean,
The good old female
man,
story.
I told the full story of that last week, talking about,
Okay.
I mean, I've told it multiple times, but yeah, that's a pretty funny pretty funny story.
It's such a good story that we've already I guess this is I like to do, and you can tell me if you don't want me to, it's your show, but whenever I stream and whatnot, I like to give like kind of behind the scenes stuff going on, and upcoming stuff and whatnot like that, because I figure
Absolutely.
if when I'm streaming, if someone's in here giving me their time, then I can give them something a little bit, a little bit more. The femalian story, actually, we are incorporating into the the next script that we're working on right now currently, and I'm not going to say anything else outside of that, but yes, in case you're wondering, yes, there is a new script being worked on, a new movie script. So
Well, I've kind of just dropped some hints that there's stuff being worked on.
okay,
So
okay,
yeah,
good
Daryl
deal.
Best is here,
What's up,
and
Daryl Best?
Maxim Index. Welcome, welcome.
What is up, Maxim Index? I know
But
you
yeah,
got. Well, Daryl, you're funny, Daryl. Daryl, man, you know what, Rob, you were there. So Daryl Best really thinks that he's gonna get the best of me when it comes to Tekken. That
yeah,
ain't gonna happen. No,
no,
Texas picks. Anyways, that's a personal thing between me and Mr. Best.
oh, I get it. I totally get it.
Oh, I know you do.
Yeah, yeah, the script. That's one of the things that, and I'm like I said, I'm not going into details, but the second act is proving to be a little difficult just because you've got to set up all the problems, and that's
Yeah.
the introduction of everything is really fun and easy. I mean, I flew through it, and then once I got to the second act, it was like, okay, this is difficult because you want it to flow well. So my wife got me some index cards, so I'm gonna start writing down, you know what I mean, and basically
Nice.
move things around so I can go, okay, this is how things should flow, and or
Right.
at least
Well,
for a draft, you know what I
see,
mean?
this is well, yeah, for the draft, this is gonna be fine, but this is gonna be a huge part of the rewriting process. And we even went through this, me, Billy, and Melbourne, with Adventures in Game Chasing, because there was definitely times where Billy was like, I don't really like, I like this kind of part, don't really like where it is. And we changed some things, moved some things, deleted some things, added some things. So it's just going to be part of it. The first draft is always, the rough, like literal rough draft.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't concentrate too much on that. Let's just get it done. Let's get it written. And then the rewriting process, then
right,
that's where we're fine tune.
right.
It doesn't help that we've had to, in light of, I'm going to turn this off, in light of recent things, movie trailer coming out, I won't say what, we've had to go a different direction than we originally intended. So I'm sure that's part of like maybe the writer's block, I guess, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that you're creating those problems, and you want those problems to ramp up to where there's almost that the what do you call it, the breaking of the fellowship, you know what I mean, in a way.
Right. Right.
And
I,
then
I see. Yeah.
that's where
Yeah.
the third act comes in, and everything starts to come together, and everything works out or doesn't, depending on the story.
Depending
So
on,
that's the tough part, is creating enough problems that it makes sense.
I'm not creating an echo or anything, am I? Just
No,
want to make sure.
no, you're good. You're totally. I
Yeah.
mean, as far as far as I know, chat. Let me know if everything sounds good. I mean, as far as I know, it looks great. Sounds great. I mean, we're getting a lot of titles here. We're getting a lot of titles. Spoiler
Okay,
alert,
I'll
we
say
kind of have a title.
we
I mean, it may
we do
change.
kind of have the title, actually. It may change. It is not a direct sequel to Adventures in Game Chasing. So anything Game Chasers, Adventures of Game Chasing. Oh wait, I just thought of. I'm gonna text. Hang on, let me text this to you because this could work. Ah, shit.
Super adventures in game chasing. Hey,
Super adventures in game chasing.
I mean, that's not a bad idea. Game Chasers 2, Eric goes 16-bit. That's a good one. And that's Christian VS. I mean, we got a lot of new people in here. Thank you. Thank you
What's
for
going on,
coming in here. Chilling out tonight with me and Jay. Oh.
So I will say this. It will be not a sequel to the movie we just released, but more of a prequel. And the worlds will align, probably loosely align. We're going to try to avoid any major, like, what, plot holes, I guess would be the word, or
right.
I don't know, but the worlds will align in like the same characters, some of the same character names, even played by the same people, actually. So in that aspect and that respect, that the worlds will align up. See, Chief and Eric aren't going to have a huge part in it. Well, actually, what did we decide last road trip? Eric could have a bigger part than we thought.
Yeah.
On it, but as of now, Eric will be Eric, and he'll be into the paranormal stuff, and Chief will be Chief and into the paranormal stuff. So, like I said, the worlds will, mesh and intertwine with each other.
Yeah,
so.
and it'll definitely make sense.
It'll make sense for sure. For sure, it'll make sense.
But,
so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the GCU, Game Chasers Universe.
Yeah,
Game Chasers
that's
Universe.
Yeah, I think we called it the GCU, the GCEU. We've called it all kinds of things at this point.
What's up, Bill Holland?
By the way, I let Billy know this is something. I mean, it's not anybody can hear this. Apparently, I'm going to be working on captions for the movie.
Okay, that's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out. But that's something that I'm going to start working on. Because apparently we're going to need it for what we've been doing with.
Let's talk about what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Phil, I'm glad me tweeting brought one person in here. Thank you for coming.
Hashtag no Pat. I mean,
hashtag no Pat. So I mean, as of right now, Pat don't make sense to cast. Yeah. We've actually talked about. I love movie talk, man. I love getting into it. But we've actually talked about, okay, who do we want in it? Is there anybody from the last movie that we want in it? The answer is yes. To what degree do we want these people in it? And like I said a minute ago, originally Eric and Chief were written in. What's up, Game Chasers? Eric and Chief were kind of written in as a cameo. You know what I mean? Like maybe one or two shots or something. And when on this last road trip, you can have captions done for $150 in 5 hours. Nice. I'll pay that so Robbie doesn't have to do it.
Well, I mean, it might have been one of those things where I ended up doing that anyway. So cool. No, that's awesome. I had started looking into it, and I saw some people that you could send it to, but I hadn't really dug into it yet. So, and Jeff, the RNG is here.
How are you doing, sir? How is your health, Jeff? Oh, but anyways, I was saying the last road trip that we were on, we just went to South Carolina, Southeast Game Exchange, and we had Robbie had a character in mind, and then all of a sudden it was like, wait a minute, what if that was Eric? What if that was Eric's character, and we just made him, just more prevalent to the story? And
yeah,
like, wow, how come we didn't think about that? And go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say there was a couple of them where we were like, okay, we were talking, it was a very organic conversation about who do you think we'd want from Adventures in Game Chasing to be in it, and just different actors or whatever. And we started coming up with names, and then the more there was one in particular that I'm like I cannot believe I didn't think of that, and it actually made me mad a little bit that I didn't think of it. He did. Jay did.
You didn't vocalize that because I said this guy's name, and you were like, "What? It makes me mad. I didn't think about that."
Yeah.
It just makes. So
yeah, which actually makes me want to write more, about that character. But
yeah, maybe you should.
I mean, it's probably best to have more than not enough because we can always edit out.
Sure.
Sure. But yeah. And thank you, Nightbot. Nightbot's sitting over here in the corner, doing the work over here.
Thanks,
thank you, Nightbot. He's
someone said
a little picky.
I play Eric in the next movie.
And look at that one guy who was all, well, see you later, had a great role. Hey, nobody talks about the whelp, see you later guy, you know, but it's okay.
How many of you guys are old school enough to know where that came from? Because Robbie, I don't think you knew where that came from until we watched it in the car on the way home, did you?
The whelp, see you later?
Yeah.
Well, it's from Dumb and Dumber, is it not?
Is it?
Yeah, that's from Dumb and Dumber.
It might be.
Oh, big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later. You know.
Okay, well, hell, I didn't even know where it came from.
But it came. But it. I mean, I know that it was in the show, but
it was in one of the animated.
Yeah.
That we did. Yeah.
Look at that. Billy and Jay, two hardworking dudes. The movie is great. Look forward to what they decide to do next. I will support them always. Phil Holland.
Thank you, Phil. Appreciate that.
Love to hear that.
Anybody who had a chance to see it yet? I know we've done some showings. It's been shown limitedly so far, but I know there's people in here who have seen it. So if you saw it, what'd you think? No spoilers. No spoilers.
Yeah.
What'd you think? So
Jeff said, "Hey, Carbonite's still doing my best to get better." Jeff, I had just heard about that, like what was going on with your tweet back at me, and I'm like, wait, what? I didn't know. I mean, I just don't know. But hope you're doing okay, Jeff. Hope you're doing better. What'd you say?
I'm blurry.
I mean, a little bit, but I mean,
I can fix that though.
Yeah, might just be it might be your camera. I don't know.
It could be. It could be. To see.
Loved it. Jay's thoughts on Canada. You have any thoughts on Canada, Jay?
Canada? It stinks. No. I like visiting Canada, especially in the summertime. The meat tastes funny. Let's see here. Are you still there? Did I cut you out?
No,
okay.
You're still here.
The meat tastes funny. And there's a very common misconception that everyone's nicer in Canada. It's very untrue. They're just as big a prick as everybody else. They just say sorry quicker. Canadians say sorry like it's the American equivalent of, I don't mean to insult you, but, and then you insult the fuck out of the person.
Right.
They just insult the fuck out of you and then go sorry. So it's not, you know, they're just as rude as we are.
I've had just as many good experiences as bad experiences with people from Canada. Because my last job, I had to work with people in Canada, and there were great ones and there were bad ones.
Just like Americans, right?
Yep. And there were ones that were really nice to my face and talk shit about me behind my back. So it's there's no difference other than location.
Basically, yeah. They're no
accent. The accent's American. A little different.
Yeah. Yeah. Accent's a little different. A boat. So
a boot, yeah. A boot. So anyway, what we've been doing, we've been putting our movie into some film festivals.
Yes.
We've been submitting the movie.
And look, submitted what, 4 so far?
5.
5 more to go after that. Maybe more.
Well, I think I had 15 on the list originally, but some of them may not make as much sense for us, but yeah.
So we're doing and you can help me with the names. We're doing 4 here in DFW. One is the Fort Worth Independent Film Festival. One is the Dallas International Film Festival.
I'm pulling it up. I'm pulling up the list right now so I can.
I think Dallas Independent Film Festival and Texas Independent Film Festival, I believe.
Well, I think that one we haven't done yet. So we have Boston Independent Film Festival that we should hear something in about a week.
A week, okay.
Yay or nay.
Okay.
And that is an online film festival. So don't know what that means. I don't know if they're going to screen the movie like on one of their channels or something. I don't know.
I would assume.
You would assume if we got selected, then yeah, that would happen. But
So real quick, so like there's kind of these different levels and these different stages. So if your movie gets selected, if you make the selection, that means your movie, your short, your documentary, your animated, whatever it is that you submitted, the panel of judges thought it was good enough to be played at the film festival so everybody else could see it. So that in itself is an honor.
yeah,
And then you've got your subcategories from there going like, what is it, best feature? It's not called best feature. It'd be
best
called narrative.
narrative.
Same thing, best
Yeah.
feature. And then a lot of some other shows will break it down from there into more subcategories like best comedy, best director, best editor, best first time filmmaker, best score, best actor, best actress, and so on and so forth. And
Right.
not every film festival does the same thing. But for those that we've entered, if they've had that best comedy, subcategory, we've decided to let's just stay in our lane and submit for best comedy.
Yeah.
Because winning best feature is going to be harder, especially with a comedy like this. Comedies don't usually win, best anything when it comes, unless it's best comedy. Think of the Oscars. When was the last time you saw a comedy win best picture, best director?
It's been a while.
Doesn't really happen too often at all. So if there's that subcategory of comedy, then we've stayed in our lane on that. And some film festivals, they just say enter for feature, and we're going to break it down ourselves and not charge you any additional to be in that. I think the Boston Film Festival, which is the one coming up, like you said, at the end of the month.
Mm-hmm.
What did we enter? Like 4 or 5 different categories on that one?
Yeah. Yeah. I could pull that up. Let me see.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah, we're talking about it. Let's do it.
Let me see.
So anyways, Boston Film Festival, that was the first one we entered because that had the closest deadline.
Yeah, Boston, we entered 5 different ones. Best director, best editor, best comedy, best composer, and best first time filmmaker.
Yes. I think there's a good chance to get one of those, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? And that's the thing that we have to, and that's kind of I don't know. For me, it's like I mean, it's not even my movie, but it's like I'm nervous for everybody. I'm just like I want it to do well because I want to do more. I want to do the next thing, and if that can help anything along the way, whether it's getting picked up for a streaming service or a distributor or whatever, if any of those things can help, and this is really the first time that we've put the movie up against
anything.
Yeah. And
anything.
So it's yeah. So
what's up, Jason? OTB homemade dance video.
Wait, what was that?
That story's gonna never not haunt me. It's this weird story that Melbourne and Billy, who wasn't even around at the time, so weird that he's so like, oh yeah, this is the thing. Just apparently I was dancing to New Kids on the Block or something, and I'm like, hey, don't just throw the accusation out, throw out the proof too. And this tape literally doesn't exist. There's no proof of it happening. It didn't happen. Like if that tape, I wish the tape were there. That way I could just be like, all right, well, you got me. There's no tape to show. So, but anyways, so that one, oh, I exist.
Did you
see
that?
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so apparently I have to I forgot that I went to the free version of Zoom because I wasn't doing them, and it's going to cut me off in 10 minutes unless I So let me see what I can do here.
See what you can do. I'm going to go grab a Dr. Pepper real quick. Dr. Pepper, sorry.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I'll just put it on my face for the time being, and they can watch me you can watch me attempt to do this without destroying the stream, because that would suck. Sign in. Better pay up. I know, man. What is this? What is this?
I'm back.
I'm trying. But yeah, here, let me put us back there. There we are. Okay.
So what else have we You know what? I've got the list too. So while you're doing that,
Okay, I'll do that.
I will go check the list. Um, I'll tell you guys, actually, Robbie's done a really good job of having this little spreadsheet here going. And where are
It's
you?
what I do.
Where are you? Wait, that's not you. What the hell?
I sent it to you in messages. I don't know if that helps.
Ah, there it is. I found it. Okay, so we have entered so far fourth indie showcase. We have entered Atlanta Film Festival, and we've entered these based on submission date coming up, ending soonest, if that makes sense. We've entered the Dallas International Film Festival. We've entered the Boston Independent Film Awards, and that one has, again, we entered into five categories on that one. And Dallas Independent Film Festival, and on that one we entered into the best comedy and best directing. And the last one here, which I'm sure this is the one you wanted to talk about the most here, but the thing is, and you talked about, let's getting eyes on this thing, getting people to see it. Hopefully it helps us sell it to, a streaming service like Netflix or something like that. There's no way it'll hurt having any of these film festivals as either selection, winner, whatever, if we get lucky, if something crazy happens. I think it'll only help us when we do finally get in front of people who can make decisions to write us a check. So, but
Okay.
if you're ready,
I'm in. Now, how do I plans and pricing?
Oh, he is not ready. So while you're doing that, we're also going to be entering the Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards, Philadelphia Independent Film Festival. We are going to do probably the Los Angeles Comedy Festival and or the Silicon Beach Film Festival. Potentially Santa Barbara International Film Festival. We're going to enter Sundance, and once Tribeca opens up and South by Southwest open up for entries, I want to enter those as well. Now, I mean, you're playing with the big boys with those last three: Tribeca, South by Southwest, and Sundance. But Atlanta's a pretty big one too. But go big or go home. Get some eyes on it. That's the point. So
Hold on, I'm almost done.
okay.
I figure, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna go big or go home, right?
Big or go home.
This meeting now has unlimited minutes.
Sweet.
Bam.
To bring up the last film festival that we are entering into, and I personally don't see it as a bad thing. I tweeted about this the other day, and we already did enter actually the Smod Castle Film Festival, and that is Kevin Smith's film festival. And this is the first year that he is doing this film festival. And
I just saw any Billy nude scenes.
Yeah, thank God none.
Sorry, I just saw that. Anyway, go ahead. Smodcast.
So Kevin Smith actually just put something up on Facebook earlier today, and he had to push back the date of the film festival. And he said that they were expecting maybe 100 entries, but got over 1,000. So it's going to take them longer, to screen everything. So they want to make sure everything gets screened and gets a proper shake at it. And so they pushed it back. It was supposed to be in August. Now it's going to be very late November into December. So it'll start like on the 30th of November and go into like the 3rd of December or something like that. So personally, I don't think it's a bad thing.
Thank you for the sub, Jay's NKOTB homemade dance video. Thank you for the sub.
Cans. We got to look into Can. I'd like to, yes. We haven't really looked into that one too much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just depends on when they open for enrollment, so to speak. So
yeah, and it's it's one of those things where like, do you want to be the small fish in a big pond, or do you want to be the small fish in a small pond? Because let's be honest, we're small fish. I'd rather try to play in the small pond first to see if we can, maybe eat some other fish. I don't know where that's going, but you know what I mean though? It's like
I know what you mean.
you want to try it out first and see what happens. And this Boston one is really interesting because it isn't independent. It is virtual.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also the possibility that could. I mean, I think we got. Everybody. There's not going to be anybody who hates the movie that's probably watching right now anyway. But you know what I mean? It's like, I think we got a good movie here, and I think we've had enough feedback from people that aren't connected to anybody.
Yes.
That is really kind of, it's cool. It's cool to see that kind of response, and then like. Gosh, that one lady in Houston that was all like telling me, all this stuff. And I'm like, lady, you need to knock it off or you're going to make me cry. Because she was like almost breaking down after the movie saying that she was so moved by it. And I was just like, wow.
Trisha would download it. Yeah. I look at it like this, like no matter what, all it's costing us to enter this movie is a little bit of money, a little bit per film festival.
And Patricia is here. Welcome, Patricia.
Nice. So that's really all it's costing us is money, and really not even a whole lot of time, very little time, because you've already made the profile on Film Freeway, so we're ready to rock and roll there. Now it's just a matter of uploading the movie every time you enter one of the film festivals. And how long did that take?
No, that's the thing. Once you've uploaded it once, that's it. It's like
okay,
YouTube. So basically they give, when you enter, I assume they go to your page, they see your movie, you watch the movie, and that's it.
So basically what we're doing is we're paying for the opportunity. We're paying to get eyes on it because people are watching this. There is a panel of judges who are screening these movies.
Yep.
And whether it's selected, whether it wins, if the right person watches it and goes, you know what, these guys don't know what they're talking about. But I think these kids are onto something. I think these guys got something going here. Let me reach out to them. Let me see, like, you know what I mean? Let me get another movie deal going with them or something. Like, you never know. You never know who's going to be watching this one.
Yeah.
Smart Castle honestly excites me because Kevin Smith is part of the judging panel. And if you get selected, he is doing an interview with you. In theory, he's going to watch our movie.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah. And the guy that played, I can't remember the character's name in Clerks. I think he was
guy? Which guy?
He's only in it like for a couple of minutes, and he's kind of like a bully in a way.
Okay.
Anyway, that's the guy that's running the film festival. One of Kevin Smith's friends.
Really?
That was in Clerks.
Okay.
I can't remember the character. It's been too long since I've seen Clerks. But yeah. Oh, and by the way, the Eagle and Vicky saw on TMZ that Jay was on. So apparently, that's my dad.
Oh, how's it going?
Hi. But yeah, yeah. I mean, look, no, it's not one of the main characters. No, it's not Brian Johnson. I can't remember. I can see his face. He looks like a, I don't know. He looks like one of those people that would cause trouble. You know what I mean? A bully.
Pull up the cast.
I know, that's what I was doing too. I'll know the name when I see it. Happy Scrappy Hero Pup.
Is that him?
No. Come on. Okay. Did I go right past it? And it's not Walter Flanagan either.
Some of the bitch is faster than Walt Flanagan's dog.
Right. I know, it's like you just kind of want to say it, you know?
The Angry Mourner #1.
How do can I just view the,
Go to IMDb.
oh no, I'm looking at the, it just says from Kevin Smith and Friends. I'm looking at the actual Smodcastle. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's one of his friends. And it's not, yeah, it's not Randall. It's not any of the main characters, and it's not the milkmaid. Ernie O'Donnell, that's it. I think that's it. I think that's the actual guy's name. I don't remember the character's name though. And it may have been Ernie O'Donnell. I don't know. But it doesn't matter.
So he's running the shit. So he's basically Kevin Smith's right hand man in all this.
That guy. That's the guy.
Okay.
And he's only in, like I said, he's only in it. He's not in it that long.
Would Billy piss off the judges like he did D. Snyder? That's why he's not handling any of this.
Yeah. Oh, he run. Yeah. See. Yeah, he runs Smodcastles. That's his deal. That's But I thought he had a name in the movie, and I can't remember his name. I think he was one of the 37, if you remember.
37. Yeah.
So anyway.
One of the 37.
Yeah, he was the guy who said Dante was out of shape lifting the milk carton.
Okay.
Like, oh yeah, you grunted. That's right. But I thought he had a name. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
47 Ronin.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited about this whole thing. It's a bummer that the Kevin Smith thing that Smodcastle has been postponed. But I mean, holy crap, I get it. You know what I mean? Like, wow.
So now, sorry, did they change the notification date on Film Freeway?
They haven't updated anything on Film Freeway yet. That's why, like, when Billy said, hey, they pushed it, Billy texted me and said, hey, they pushed it back. And I'm like, really? Because I'm looking at it right now and it's not showing anything. And he said he tweeted about it. And even their website hadn't been updated the last time I checked.
Okay.
So it's one of those things. I mean, if you look at the way that things were going to play out, you would think that people would be notified by like the first week of November. But that still only leaves you a few weeks to get plane tickets.
Well, no, because the notification date was supposed to have been July 29th, I thought.
Right. So that would have given it 3 weeks.
2.
Oh, yeah, because it was like August 13th to 14th, right?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's busy with Clerks 3 as he's touring it everywhere. Is it actually done, though? I don't know. And yeah, I am glad that it's not an NFT because I actually want to see it. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know when it's going to be, but I just figured there's a lot to worry about until then,
Yeah.
Including whatever's happening the next couple of months with stuff.
Don't even know at this point right now.
Yeah.
So just things are supposed to be happening. That's all I know with that.
Tour dates announced. Okay. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Clerks 3 was already doing that. Wow.
So wait a minute. So does that mean that this asshole is going to enter like Sundance and win?
Who, Kevin?
Yeah, because he always enters his movies into film festivals.
Yeah.
I don't know which ones, but is that now we're going up against freaking Clerks 3?
But is Clerks 3 better?
Well, I haven't seen Clerks 3, so I don't know.
Right. But I mean, that's the thing. I mean, there's gonna be those that we're not gonna know about. They were like, oh, holy crap, that movie ended up winning Oscars, and we lost to that, But
I don't mean like winning all of Sundance. I just mean like winning its respective, comedy category, because that's what Kevin Smith does. Is he makes a movie, he enters it into film festivals, don't know which ones, and usually wins because he's a very high budget indie filmmaker. I think it's bullshit.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know. I don't look at it that way. I don't think so. Kevin Smith will see it and will definitely cry. For me, that's worth the process alone. That's actually a really good point. Imagine if we made Kevin Smith cry.
Can you imagine that?
No,
He said no.
no, I can't. But it would
I
be
don't know,
really
man.
cool.
I mean, clearly you wouldn't think he would enter his own, right? What if he pushed it just so he could enter, asshole? No, I mean, that'd be conflict of interest in theory. That'd be kind of like, that'd be bad show.
Yeah. But it's what I guess what's weird to me is like it's especially knowing now that there's 1,000 submissions. It kind of makes me think that Kevin Smith won't be watching all of these movies.
Probably not all of them, but okay, again, though, it's like I said earlier to you. 1,000 submissions does not mean 1,000 features.
True. That's true. That's true.
It could be shorts, could be animated, it could be, documentaries. It doesn't mean
I think that's the 4 categories. So there's narrative, short film, animated, and documentary.
So if it's a combination of any of those, let's say maybe he just watches the features because that's in theory the most important ones.
Right.
Or maybe his panel selects and then goes, here, Kevin, watch these.
Right.
What do you think?
Right. Like Kevin gets last word on.
Maybe, but I mean, I don't know the process now at this point. 100 movies, yeah, he in theory would have had time. He'd have been watching, sun up to sundown, but in theory he'd have had time to watch everything.
Yeah.
On 100 submissions. Now you're right. Now what is that process going to be? I mean, clearly they're going to need more time to get through them, which is why they pushed it back 2 months plus. So,
yeah, there's probably. I wonder if it's like one of those things where. And I mean, I have no idea how it works, but it's like I wonder if there's people that watch them, they get 10 minutes into it and they go, "Yeah, this is not good." Do they even give it a shot, or do they say, "Look, we've got 10 films to get. I got 10 films to get through this weekend." Like they split it up. Like, okay, you watch these, you watch these, you watch these, and then we all get together and you tell me which ones are the best out of those.
And then maybe he watches what was.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
I don't know, man.
I
don't know.
1,000 submissions. It doesn't matter short film or not. That's a lot of freaking time.
Dude, but what if we get stuck with some like stuffy British lady watching our movie and she's like, "Oh my, I never," and she's like, "Ew, throw it in the rubbish bin."
Right.
And Kevin never sees it. Fuck us.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, don't know, man. It's but that's we're probably going to be up against that no matter what, right? I mean, at any of them. It could be any of them.
Yeah, like you're up to the mercy of whoever's actually watching your movie. I would like to think that it can appeal on a broad scale to where maybe if it's not your kind of comedy, whoever's watching it is a little, kind of like objective is, I guess, the word, and goes, you know what? This movie wasn't really for me, but I thought it was pretty well put together. Here, watch this. What do you think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the movie's put together well enough that we'll at least get through that first initial, that initial screening of, okay, this is just people just submitting stuff for, because I mean that there's that too, right? Probably people saw Kevin Smith and they just submit a bunch of crap. But maybe. Who knows? I would like for the competition to be good so that we can beat them. I know that's weird, but that's
let it be
what
shitty,
I want.
So we stand out.
No, I mean, I get that, but it'd be cool to be able to, say, hey, we beat this and this, and of course we're not going to know that, right? So,
well, unless we win best comedy or whatever, and we know what other comedies are in there. Like if we actually go, which we get selected, I'm going.
Yeah.
I will be there at that film festival. All the others, the local ones, clearly that's easy.
Yeah.
All the others I'd like to go, but I'm going for sure if we get selected for.
Yeah, like Monsters on Netflix. Anything is possible. I mean, I thought the whole plan was to put that movie on like in the theaters. What happened there?
Is it not going to theaters now?
No, it's going straight to Netflix.
Did I see something about a Addams Family show as well? It's called Wednesday.
Yes, that is happening. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's actually kind of an interesting thing there too. Is that Like, did they? They're like, we're completely changing gears, but for a second. But the Munsters, that trailer comes out, everybody just completely dumps on it, and then the announcement is made that it's going to Netflix. So was that did the trailer's reception, was it so bad that they said, okay, we need to just, because this is Universal we're talking about.
No idea. And yeah, I saw Netflix too.
40 million.
40, 40.
Oh, Replicant 813 just subscribed. Thank you.
What's up, Replicant?
Appreciate it.
It's not on Netflix yet, but I
Right.
actually saw the same thing, that it was supposed to be going to Netflix in like a month or something, right? Or 2 months or something like that.
I think Kevin Smith sees the Nutrimint scene and gives it all the awards.
Hashtag Nutriments. Let's see what we can find on the Munsters.
Hey, Phil, don't worry about the language. It's no big deal. I mean, I try to keep it PG-13, but no big deal, man. Curse if you want. But
let's see here.
It was Peacock, not Netflix. That was the weird thing. It was supposed to, originally, I think that was supposed to go to theaters. Then there was talk that it would just go straight to Peacock because Universal and well, Universal is kind of like part owner of Peacock. And then the news came out that it's going to Netflix, which is just weird. It's the Universal division that handles direct to video. I mean,
it's coming September 2022. Confirmed. This is a day ago. Confirmed Rob Zombie's The Munsters premiering on Netflix this September.
Yeah.
So they're going to get first watch.
But see, it's like, it's one of those things where, you know, that could have been, and who was it? It was I think it was.
Sorry. Rob Zombie himself confirmed the news on Instagram, telling fans that they can head back to Mockingbird Lane this coming September on Netflix streaming service.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's one of those things where, because, you know, these deals don't get made overnight. You know?
Of course not.
And the trailer only came out a week ago. So it makes me wonder if that was always the plan. And I mean, there's been plenty of times where a movie studio will make a deal with Netflix or another streaming service other than their own.
Sure.
But it's still like, yeah,
well,
Comcast owns Universal and NBC Peacock. Yeah.
But what is Netflix paying to get this movie on there first?
Right.
Think about it.
Yeah, Netflix may be paying more than what they're
exactly.
like. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, screw it.
What if Netflix is like, yo, we'll give you 80 mil. It costs 40. We'll give you 80. Okay.
Yeah.
Stream that motherfucker. I would.
Yeah.
He cast his wife in everything. That's no surprise there. Was it the best choice in this role? Probably not. But he cast his wife in everything.
Yeah, that's true. And that's the weird thing is that the you'll watch it, that Crazy Greek. I'll probably watch it at this point if it's going to be on Netflix.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I got to be honest, man. Look, when I saw the trailer, I was less than thrilled, and I'm going to give it a shot. I am going to watch it. It looked like a freaking high dollar trauma film is what it looked like. It just looked cheese dick. And I understand the show itself in the 60s was a cheese dick show. It was a comedy. I get that. But damn, like, what? I don't know. I'll watch it. I'll give it a shot.
And Jim is right. Sometimes, you know, a bad trailer will come out and the movie rocks, or vice versa. Really, really awesome trailer. Terrible movie.
Shot and wait to see what he did with it.
Yeah.
So,
but see, like,
said, I still will go into it no expectations. I'm not going to let the trailer sway me and go, well, this is going to be shit. I'm going to go flat and go in with no expectations, like I do with everything else.
But I guess my only thing is I've never been a huge Rob Zombie fan.
Okay.
Just not my thing, you know?
We're talking specifically movies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just like Devil's Rejects, House of a Thousand Corpses, just not my thing.
See, I am a fan of Rob Zombie, actually.
Yeah.
And
so it could be fun on that level, and it might still not be for me, but hey, I'm going to give it a shot. It's going to be on Netflix. Screw it.
I think I'm in the minority in this comment, and you guys can boo me or throw tomatoes or whatever, but I actually liked his Halloween better than the original, the first one. The second one lacked, but I liked the first one better. I like that he got into the psyche of Michael Myers just enough, not too much, just enough to where it didn't ruin that character. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's not like, well, here's everything wrong with this guy. It's kind of like Bates Motel did with Norman Bates in the young Norman Bates and Bates Motel, the show. They get into the psyche and psychology of this character, and you see why he is the way he is with his mother. But it's just enough. It's just enough. And there's times where it's borderline like Norman and his mom kind of have this weird incestual kind of relationship going on, and then it peels back a little bit. And I thought the same thing. I thought they did the same thing with Michael Myers, or he did the same thing with Michael Myers, especially young Michael Myers. And I can appreciate that aspect and that angle of it. It's like the Joker. They went a more like psychological mental disease route with that character versus just being a psychopath or a sociopath or whatever the case may be, or gangster, depending on whatever version you're watching. So
Yeah, see, some people are on board with what you just said, and some people are like, but that's the thing, right? I mean, film is subjective.
For sure. It's I'm not going to say because I'm a fan of his music, I'm a fan of his movies, because it's two completely different art forms. You can do one thing well and do another thing shitty, and it happens all the time. Athletes trying to rap, actors trying to sing, singers trying to act. Like, actors trying to direct, right? Exactly. But I thought he's a horror fan, and that first and foremost for me shows through in his movies, and it shows through in his films that he's a fan of the artwork. He's not like,
it's scary how bad it looks, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, I can make money on this kind of thing. Now, the second one left something to be desired a little bit. I'm not going to lie, but the first one I thought was really good. I thought House of a Thousand Corpses, honestly, if Texas Chainsaw Massacre was made more modern day, that's what you would have got. I think it was a more modern day Texas Chainsaw Massacre without rebooting Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because they do that on their own. But in the time that he made House of a Thousand Corpses, he can get away with a lot more gore, a lot more blood, a lot more everything than he could, they could back in 79 or whatever it was with your chainsaw. And he took this idea and said, watch this, and like threw times 10 at it. I thought it was great. Devil's Rejects, the follow-up, that's by and large most people's favorite Rob Zombie film.
Yeah, I just there's something about that, his style, I don't gel with it. But hey, you never know.
I understand.
I mean, I've watched multiple films of his to give him a shot, because I kind of respect him as an artist, kind of, even though I'm not a huge fan of his music. I like some of it. Now, some of it's awesome, but not a huge fan. Mm-hmm. But I respect him as an artist, so why not? You never know.
I'm not saying everything he does hits, because he has some where I'm like, what? It's the most recent one I watched of his. I think 31 and/or Salem. I watched both those around the same time, and I'm like, okay, it's a little out there, but all right. It's still horror. It's still, can kind of make you go, ooh, damn. I don't know.
I'm sorry, just that comment. 3 from Hell was the drizzling shits.
Maybe it was 3 from Hell or 31. I mean, I forget which ones I watched recently.
It just made me laugh. It's just the comment. See, I don't think I ever saw that one. I think the last one I saw was The Devil's Rejects, and it made me go, okay, he's just not for me. It's no big deal. Okay. But if a movie is, if a movie's talked about enough, and enough people tell me, hey man, you really should give it a shot, then that's something where I'm like, okay. But most horror movies I don't gel with anyway, because they either make me laugh or they make me roll my eyes to where my head hurts. So
go back and watch the Nightmare on Elm Street series. You're gonna laugh a lot.
Yeah, but I love the first one.
And then the entire series is just chock full of one-liners from Freddy. And as it goes on, it gets more and more. And it's like, am I watching a fucking stand-up routine here? Or
yeah.
Freaking razor claws.
But see, that's the thing, is I enjoyed the actual horror of the first one. The actual, it makes you like it gives you the hairs in the back of your neck stand up. That's the kind of horror I like. when it gets campy and goofy is where I usually check out. It's just me. It's just me.
I mean, I'm just saying, Nightmare took that. They decided to
Oh yeah. Oh no, they leaned. Yeah, they definitely leaned into. I've seen.
It's always 74, by the way. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I've seen some of the later ones. I just don't know which one because they all bleed together for me. But yeah, and then I was like, yeah, this is just not for me.
So I'm just afraid to get out of his wheelhouse. Directors and artists who stick to one genre have no real vision. I put Burton and in the same vein, and M. Night Shyamalan. I can understand why you might say that. But it's like a musician. Musicians usually kind of stay in their lane as well. It doesn't mean they have no vision. It's just, you know, this is where I'm going to shine and excel, and this is the lane I'm going to stay in. I think Tim Burton definitely puts a certain spin on things that might be construed as a little weird and or strange. His Willy Wonka, like Willy in that one was just very like puppety, like kind of weird there. What's up, Jimbo? Mr. Depp, kind of strange on that one, but and M. Night Shyamalan, again, same thing. I really like his movies usually until you get to the end. That third act is like, what the fuck? There's very few. We talked about this recently. Very few times where it all comes together, and it's like, damn, that was good.
But it's so like it's like what were we talking about? We were talking about The Village. The Village was good all the way up until the twist, and then I just felt duped. I felt manipulated.
Yep.
Because it's like so if you're telling me the people created this village to live in, and
spoilers,
and it's supposed to be, oh well, I mean, if you haven't seen The Village by now, I mean, come on, there's got to be a time where you say, okay, enough's enough. But
I mean, 30-day rule, but it's been 30 days. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, like The Village, right? That whole thing is they created the village for them to live in. Why were they still talking like that when they were by themselves? The adults were talking and having conversations, and they both knew what was going on. That's manipulative. There's no way. They're all of the flowery talk that they were using, to be the time period should have gone away because they knew no big thing. And that's one of those things where the more you think about it, the more irritated I got, because it was like, I got to have a twist. What's the twist? They just created it for you know what I mean? It's like it felt tacked on. It didn't feel.
He was just trying to fool the audience at that point.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like I'm purposefully creating a story to jack with the audience, and that's where I was like, okay. If you haven't seen The Village by now, you dodged a bullet. Jim, you may not be wrong there.
But conversely, I really did enjoy. What was the first one he did with Bruce Willis? Is like a trilogy thing going on in there.
Oh yeah.
Why can't I think of the damn name of it?
Unbreakable, and then Split and
Glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed those.
So good. Split was so good. What was the guy's name? The actor in that?
James McAvoy. Yeah. In fact, I think we had that exact exchange in the car. You were like, "Well, who's that guy's name?" And I'm James McAvoy.
Yeah. That dude was freaking amazing.
Yeah, he was so good.
So good.
And then one of the things that I was actually, like I said, wasn't sure if Jay was going to be on the show. So I need to prep a show anyway, just in case, if he's like, hey, I'm not going to be able to get on until 9:00. Well, I'm going to do a show until then. But one of the things I was going to talk about, speaking of Netflix, the monsters and all that, was their earnings came out from Did you see this? They lost.
Oh yeah.
970,000 subscribers.
Okay. Because of the new stuff that they're trying to do with getting rid of essentially
the sharing. Well, I think most of that comes from the whole Russia thing, the Russia-Ukraine thing. Because remember, they were blocking.
Oh, they completely cut Russia out.
Yeah. So that was like 700,000 subscribers.
Okay, so they lost 200 on their own. 200 plus on their own.
Isn't as bad as what they were. Yeah, they were expecting a loss of 2 million. That was the crazy part. But it's just interesting that they're still going after
So wait,
stuff
they were expecting a loss of 2 million subscribers.
and lost less than a million.
Lost less than a million. Okay, so then they won. They won that projection, right?
That's actually pretty good, but it's such an interesting thing, right? You got this whole password thing that they're going after, and that's only in there. That's not in the big countries. It's in the smaller countries.
Real quick,
Which
I'm waiting on someone to say it. Remember, we had this conversation in the car in depth. I'm waiting on someone to say it. Go ahead.
oh okay. But there's that. Then they've got the ads coming, the ad tier,
Right.
right? So I'm wondering if those two things are going to net them, because they think they're going to get another million in the next quarter.
So here's the thing. You don't think average viewer has even heard about the sharing thing? Have they enforced it yet? So they're testing it in where? Some like third world country where there's not many subscribers
Yeah,
there. Just
it's not the big countries yet.
right. So if I think if they're going to start running ads, that's going to be a huge revenue platform for them. Huge. So
With a
anyone that
cheaper
drops
tier.
off with the cheaper tier,
Yeah.
it's okay though, because the ads alone, dude, you know what motherfuckers would pay to advertise on Netflix? It's kind of like the Super
$5.
Bowl. $5.
$5.
It's like the Super Bowl where those commercials are what, $1 million, $2 million, $3 million commercials, because you want everybody watching your commercial during the Super Bowl. That's half the fucking Super Bowl. I know people who watch the Super Bowl for the commercials.
Right.
The ad revenue alone is going to catapult their profits. They'll be able to charge less because they're making so much more on the advertising. You don't even understand how much money they're going to make from advertising, because they're going to be able to charge whatever the fuck they want. Okay. And then when people don't want those ads and they're going to be paying a little bit more, whatever their same price or whatever the case may be, they're making that little bit of extra money for those people who don't want the ads. You can't ad block Netflix. You know what I mean? You can't ad block Netflix.
Yeah.
So
or you won't be able to.
So it'll probably be $7.99, which is what it started out as originally, right?
Right.
So let everyone pay that $7.99. You know what? Fuck it. I'll pay $8 to watch ads. They're making so much money on these ads. It's going to be unfucking real. It's going to be unreal. It's just like YouTube. It's just like YouTube. You want to pay for no ads? Guess what? You can. It's going to cost you more money.
Right.
They're making so much money on ads on YouTube. When it trickles down to the content creator and they finally get their money for that ad running on that video for X amount of views or whatever the case may be, you're making pennies on the dollar. You're making pennies compared to what YouTube is making. Ads, I don't think that's dumb. I think it's very smart. I think it's going to skyrocket their profit margins, honestly.
Yeah. But it's like you had to know something like this was going to happen, right? Because you have all of these new streaming services from almost every big major studio. You got Paramount Plus, you got HBO Max, you got Disney Plus, you got Peacock. So that's Universal, Warner, Disney / Lucasfilm / Marvel / all that. And what was the first one I said? Paramount.
Paramount.
Yeah. So you've got the major studios all have their own, which means in most cases, they're going to keep their own content. They're pulling that content off of Netflix to be on their streaming service. So Netflix has been, that's why they've kind of seen it all coming. And they've been saying, we need our own exclusive content. They're looking for that big thing to put their money behind, which is why Knives Out
right now,
the Knives Out sequels, they went crazy for those, which that seems like that's a lot of money to spend on those. Who knows though? That might be their cash cow. But right now it's Stranger Things and what? Squid Game? Umbrella Academy?
Umbrella Academy, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they've got some exclusive stuff, but and I think we're going to see them do this whole Stranger Things more often where they split the season. They're going to start doing that more often.
Of course they will.
Yeah, cuz it makes sense. It not only do people talk about the show more, which is going to get more people trying to sit down and watch it, but you have to pay for 2 months to get the whole season. if you want to watch it when it comes out.
The more people that watch. Now, I'm going to kind of answer this question real quick, but Jay's in KOTB, Dan Vita said, I may or may not work for a streaming service that starts with H, and I can tell you the base plan is the bread and butter. I believe that. Yep. Gaming Shelf says, I still don't understand having a paid tier where you have to watch ads. That's insane to me. They should have a free tier. Their user base would be 10 times. Right. But you got someone looking at lines on a page. You got someone looking at numbers on a page, and that's all they're looking at. They're looking at the analytics. They're looking at the math. They're looking at, they know people will pay it is the problem. And even if some people do drop off from that $7.99 tier or subscribing altogether, they're going to make that up with the ad revenue. So I'm not saying this is what they should do. I'm not saying I like what they're doing. I'm not saying it's a good idea what they're doing. I'm telling you why they're doing it. Because if they truly are going to do the ads and launch the ad program, quote unquote, it's going to make them hundreds of thousands of millions and millions and millions of dollars. Trust me, it will. Because people will still pay for it. Now you know what people are going to do? Talking about the base plan is the bread and butter, right? Now you're going to have people again going, fuck it, I'm paying 15 now. Let's say it is $7.99, right? That was a theoretical number. Mm-hmm. I'm paying 15 now. I'm going to chop that in half. I'll do it with the ads.
Right.
But they're not the only ones who do it. Paramount does ads, and you're paying for the shit. And this is why they're going to do it, because they're following suit with what everybody else is doing. Netflix is not reinventing the wheel here. You know what I'm saying? They're not the only ones. But you know what ads give you a chance to do? And people forget this. What would we do when we were kids? Watching cartoons or watching whatever the fuck, right? A commercial came on. You ran to the bathroom, you took a piss real quick, and you freaking ran back, slid back down onto the carpet before the ads finished. I mean, that's what you did. So they're not going to be doing anything different than anybody else. And that's the thing. Yeah. You know, people are looking at them going, oh my God, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? Oh, everybody else is doing it. That's why they're doing it.
Right. They're leaving money on the table.
Yeah.
Basically. And I'm reading what everybody's saying, and there seems to be this, a lot of people don't like ads, of course. But then the thing is, though, that's the way the world works. And look, as good as a studio is, as good as a streaming service is, whatever, their job is to try to make you pay the most amount of money
it's a business
for the thing that you can't do without.
It's a business.
And if so that's just the way it works. That's why the monthlies are more expensive than the annuals. That's why, I mean, there's so many examples of that. You know what I mean?
Dude, think about it this way for a minute, okay? You've got this new Thor movie that came out. It's in theaters right now, okay? When it goes over to Disney Plus, and I don't think Disney Plus runs ads. Actually, I know they don't. But let's just, for argument's sake, because that's the newest movie, let's just say it does. Mm-hmm. Thor isn't necessarily going to get hundreds of thousands of millions of people to automatically go and get Disney Plus just to watch this movie. Okay, so what you're doing is you're showing this movie after it's already been out in theaters. You're showing this movie to everyone who is subscribing essentially for quote unquote free. Now, yes, you are paying your monthly service still, so it's not necessarily free, so to speak, but you're not paying anything additional for this money. Well, now Disney gets to go, all right, McDonald's, guess what? We've made $1 billion gazillion on this. And if you want your golden arches advertised during this movie, you're going to give us $5,200 million. And they're going to do that with Ford, and they're going to do it with fucking Pampers, and they're going to do it with Chevy, and they're going to do it with EA, and they're going to do it with everybody.
Yeah.
And you know what the deal is? It's going to be the same thing as YouTube. Okay. EA is going to go, all right, Netflix, Disney, whoever, Paramount, whoever, whatever, fine. We're going to give you $50 million. We want 1 billion ad impressions. That means all that has to do, that ad has to play 1 billion times. That's really hypothetically, okay? Just hypothetically. It's not a lot when you get down to how many people are going to be watching this movie, and you're having multiple ads running this movie with a couple of million people watching this movie. It's not a lot. And if it doesn't go on Thor, it's going to go on something else. And that's the other thing. We want 1 billion ad impressions throughout.
Right.
So now everything that's being played on no matter what platform you're watching is going to be running that ad. If you're watching, I said Disney, if you're watching Thor, if you're watching X-Men, if you're watching Simpsons, if you're watching whatever you're watching, you're going to see this same ad pop up over and over and over and over again. It's business. It's simple money. That's how YouTube works. And this is how this is going to work as well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Tubi, the official streaming service of Shady Jay Show. I love Tubi. Tubi's underrated, but you know what? You know why those ads are running? You know why it's free? Because those ads are running.
Right.
It's the same thing.
But see, like I tried to watch a movie on Tubi and got so irritated. I just rented the movie from, because I hate my movie being interrupted, especially in a place where something's about to go down.
Yeah,
the first ad break, I'm like, okay, it's an ad break, no big deal. The second time, I'm like, okay, this is not doing it.
I get that 100%.
I can't do it.
Absolutely, I get that. So, anyways, you guys are wondering why Netflix is doing ads. First of all, everyone else is doing it. Secondly, they're going to make trillions, billions, not trillions, billions doing it. It's a business.
Usually get okay, so here's something I did not talk about last week, and Calum just brought it up. Usually get the physical copy of what I want to watch, honestly. Even if it's lower quality, it's cheap and no ads if you do pre-owned.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about this on the way back from Siege. It was something that Billy actually tweeted about. This whole thing about the PlayStation Store getting rid of Studio Canal films.
No, Studio Canal took it off PlayStation Store. Difference.
Right. So yeah, at a certain point, and it's probably due to some, I don't know what because it's only Germany and Austria is the only countries where that's happening. But yeah, those movies, so like John Wick, The Hunger Games, Saw movies, all of those, if you bought them, not rented them, if you bought them, they're not going to be in your account anymore. And Billy tweeted out,
right? In those two countries.
Right. And Billy tweeted out, digital is rental. So if you buy digital, you're basically paying for an extended rental. So
yeah, because that's not like that's gone. It's off your account. You can't re-download that. It's gone for those people.
Right.
And how long until it's happens in the United States? Now every country has its own licensing agreement though. So licensing agreement clearly ran out on that. Canal Studios probably wanted more money, and Sony said, "Fuck you, we're not going to pay it," because Sony has been known to do that before.
Yeah.
And they said, "All right, well, fuck you, we're taking our ball and we're going home." Those people who bought that movie, like you said, they just wasted money. They can't get that movie. They can't watch that movie again.
And they're not processing refunds. They're not doing anything like that. So it's a weird. To me, this is the first time that this has happened to this extent. Now we've seen.
I want to touch on this. Replicant said real quick. If you don't want ads, pay the higher tier. How many? Sure, it sucks, but it has to change business. How many people are stealing accounts from someone? Yeah, no, I am. I'm fucking guilty of it all fucking day long. I have Paramount, I have Netflix, I have Disney, and I'm not paying for fucking any of them. So yes, but this is why. Sorry, Robbie, I didn't mean to cut you off. No. This is exactly why they're doing what they're doing. This is why they're testing getting rid of account sharing, because people are using other people's accounts. You know what I'm saying?
And they can tell.
Yeah, they can tell because of the IPs. So I use Melbourne's Netflix. Okay. So they know Netflix is happening in two different households, not two different rooms, two different households. So somebody, me, is not paying for that. That's money, $15 a month they're not fucking getting. So now they're going, well, shit, we're missing out on this $15 a month. How do we compensate for this $15 a month? Either take it away and or do ads. That's how you do it. It's the way.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, there's going to be a lot of people that either, like we were talking about in the car, it's like there's going to be a lot of people that just say, okay, I'm done with Netflix. Done. Yeah. And then there's going to be a lot of people though that are going to say, you know what? I've been paying for $13.99 or $11.99 or whatever it is. I don't even know how much it is now. It auto comes out of our account. Huh?
I think it's $14.99 or something.
It's yeah. I think they just raised the prices again. But anyway, there's going to be a lot of people that say, you know what? I'd rather pay $7.99 and deal with the ads for the few shows that I'm interested in watching.
also back to that conversation we were having in the car, if Melvor got a notice in the mail, and right, and me and you were both stealing Netflix from him, and they said, "Hey, we're going to charge you $4 extra in account, $5 extra in account a month that these other people are using." So they're not going to get hit with $15.99. You're not going to, or $14.99. You're not going to get hit with the same thing twice. So you're not going to have to pay $45 a month, but now you're going to have to pay $25 a month. If Melvor came to me, and again, we had this conversation, if he came to me and was like, "Hey, dude, they're going to charge me $5 a month because you're using my account," I go, "Okay, here's $60 for the next year."
Yep.
I'll pay $5 a month for it. Here's $60 for the next year.
They would be really, really smart if they did that. If they could do that, if they could find a way for that to work, a lot of people would jump on that, and that would be a better option for most people. I would think.
Motherfuckers like myself, right?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, Melvor was like, "Dude, I'm getting charged $5 extra for your account. I'm changing my password. You can't have it anymore." I'd be like, "Well, hey, let me pay that $5. Here you go, man. Here's $60. $60. What's $60? I paid that yearly for PSN, for PS Plus." Yep. So, all right, $60 and nothing gets interrupted. Fine. You do what you want with that $60. Just remember, it's coming out $5 increments every single month.
Right.
If you don't remember that, that's on you.
Yeah.
So
no, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how many. I don't know what's going to happen, but people counting out Netflix, it's just a little bit too early to count out Netflix.
They're not going anywhere. You know why they ain't going anywhere? Because they're making money still. That's why they ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
They're profiting every single year, so they're not going anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just set up for someone to say it. I'm going to go grab a soda pop.
Okay. Yeah. That's one of the things that we had talked about before as well, is just because they're not losing money, they lost profit. That doesn't mean that they didn't profit. It means that their profits aren't as high as they used to be. And that's something that I was guilty of thinking, was that, oh my gosh, Netflix is losing money. No.
Let me expand more on that if you'll allow.
Of course.
So businesses, not just Netflix, most businesses will report earnings. If it was less than that same quarter the year before, they'll report it as a loss. When in reality, and I saw this when I worked at the post office many, many years ago. So one year the post office made $10 billion. The next year they made $8 billion. Instead of reporting it publicly as we made $8 billion this last year, they said we lost $2 billion. So it is a very common misconception that with business and with Netflix specifically, because I hear it all the time, they're losing money. No, they're not, or they wouldn't be open. Losing money means this: if you made $100 and you spend $150 to operate, you lost $50. Okay. But if you made $100 and then next year you only make $80, you still made $80. You didn't lose $20. You just didn't make as much as the year before. But businesses report it as a quote unquote loss. Why it's done like that, I don't know. Maybe public sympathy, I don't know. But if you made $8 billion, profited $8 billion, you did not lose $2 billion. $2 billion means you had to pay an additional $2 billion to operate. That's a loss. Right. But the way businesses report losses and gains, it don't work like that.
It has to do with
very misleading.
It's got to be taxes. It's got to have something to do with the way that they're taxed.
It may.
There's probably something like that. But hey,
I mean, you make less money, you're paying less in taxes. Bottom line,
right? Right. Hey, give me a second. I'm just gonna go run to the bathroom. So you're running it. You're running the thing. I'll be right back.
Oh, hey, look at that. It's the motherfucking Shady Jay show. Damn, I'm like Tim in this bitch. Post office wants to take another day off besides Sunday. Right. You know why? Because they can maximize their profits if they do that. So they can get back to, oh, we made $10 billion. It's funny because when I was working there, FedEx offered to buy the parcel service from the post office. And they were like, yeah, no, that ain't happening. If they'd have done that, now I could see some actual true losses getting into the red. But don't for one one second think a major company like Netflix is losing money, because if you're losing money year after year after year, if you're losing money the way it's being reported, you're out of business. Bottom line. Bottom line. Thank you, Carlos 36813. Sorry, damn it. Two numbers popped up at once. Thank you, Carlos 36. Appreciate that. Post office isn't even off on Sunday anymore. Express mail still runs on Sunday. You're right about that. How's the Dr. Pepper? Refreshing. With a blend of 23 authentic flavors. So good. I love Dr. Pepper. Anyhow, so see, your family shares, you pay for Disney and Paramount, share it. Your one brother plays for Netflix, other for Hulu, you get HBO through AT&T. Yeah, I mean, we're all doing the thing. I did not like the dark berry Dr. Pepper too much. It was too berry for me. I don't know if that's a thing. You're about an hour late. Have we discussed San Diego Comic-Con yet? We have not. Prune juice soda. I don't know if there's prune juice in here or not. Let's see. I mean, if it's a secret formula, it's not going to tell you, right?
Hi.
Hey.
I'm back. What'd I miss? Anything?
Didn't miss anything, no.
Okay. Did we discuss San Diego Comic-Con yet? Yeah, I was actually going to ask, do you follow that kind of stuff? Do you care? Or do you just care about it once it's done?
You mean me?
Yeah.
I don't follow it when it's going on. I don't follow it when it's done. I don't follow any unless I see something else posted. I don't follow. The only interest I would have in San Diego Comic-Con is I know they always get like pop figure exclusives, the Funko Pop figures. Mm-hmm. But it's not like I go out of my way to try to, get one. So no, I don't follow it.
Well, I was gonna, and we're not gonna do this, obviously, but I wanted to just say that it says, while not all of Comic-Con 2022's panels are being streamed live on one platform, viewers who want to watch the convention from home have a lot of options. There will be an exclusive MCU panel. So on their YouTube channels, you can watch Marvel stuff. So all the Marvel stuff is supposed to be on there. IGN is doing some sort of like overall thing. So they're going to be doing a lot of stuff. There's going to be a lot of Marvel stuff here, a lot of DC stuff. Of course, Rings of Power for Amazon, right? The Lord of the Rings. Excited about that. And then the House of Dragons? Is that what it's called? The new Game of Thrones. A lot of stuff's supposed to be announced this weekend. So of course, I'm excited about it, but there's not really a way for me to watch it all. So
I got a question. Are they going to be charging for these live streams?
No.
Free, 100% free.
100% free.
Okay.
That's the cool thing.
Okay.
And I know Amazon's running their own stream for their stuff on, I think it's Saturday morning. But okay. I'm just going to put this in the chat if anybody is interested. Here's a link to that is Saturday's panels, but you can go and look per day and see what's going on. I'm going to be keeping an eye out because, I'm a dork. So yeah. So I like that.
See, also if you're watching this from their YouTube channel, well then that's their views. They're going to be running ads, so they're going to be making money on it anyways.
Yeah.
In theory.
Yeah.
But no, I don't follow. It's
just not your thing.
It's
too in depth. It's too in depth.
It's too big. There's just too much going on. There's I don't know. It's just easy to miss stuff. It's like Dallas Fan Expo, Dallas Fan Days, whatever the hell they call themselves. It's just too much. It's just way too much. Too big.
Is it too dorky? Is it too dorky for you? Would you ever go to Comic-Con?
I would. Yeah, I'd go. I think
going would be a different thing. It would just be like what we go to all the time, except there's
on a larger scale.
Yeah, and there's fewer games. There's more, action figures and stuff like that. I think it would be a blast to go.
Oh, I do. I think it'd be a blast to go for sure.
And then getting to see, like some big announcement would be kind of cool too. But
I'm not gonna lie, wouldn't it be dope to have a panel there?
I mean, and guess who's going to be there? Kevin Smith's doing a couple panels. So
Is it
he's running one, and he's got his own panel, I think Saturday night, Friday night.
interesting?
It's an hour away, but you won't go. That Crazy Greek, I understand. I totally get it. That's going to be a lot of nerds in one place, man. But it's also it can be really fun too,
Dude, I was bitching about the 40-minute drive to Plano the other day. I get
Right?
it.
Right?
I get it.
Yeah.
I
That
don't
new
know.
Prey trailer. Now, okay, let me ask you this: the new Prey trailer is just that movie. I'm looking forward to it, even though I'm scared that it's going to be absolute crap. But what are you watching right now? What are you into right now? Like, are you into anything? Like, are you watching anything like you weekly or whatever?
I'm not. When a show comes out, I like to wait till every episode's out and then I'll binge it
Yeah,
because I'm not gonna lie, like streaming services has spoiled me to not having to wait every week. Like that's old school television right there. F that. I don't want to do that anymore. So I have to stay off social media. If I get on social media, it's basically like, oh, I need to post something and then I won't scroll, I won't read, I won't anything. I'm actually really, really good about staying off social media whenever there's something on that I want to watch. Um, hang on.
okay. I'll just say right now, I've got so many things on my list that it's getting a little crazy. Stuff that either I need to finish, or stuff that people in the chat have told me to watch.
I'm
Matt, when we were in South Carolina, he was like, "Dude, you got to finish this." Barry is what he was talking about. He said Barry was just freaking awesome, or Barry, however you want to say it.
Barry.
How you doing there, Barry? But yeah, yeah,
Dude,
I
I've not watched Book of Boba. I've not watched Kenobi. Um, there's several things that I just haven't seen. I haven't had the time. I say I haven't had the time as I'm laying in bed
welcome,
watching
Wraith.
watching a docu-series on DB Cooper last night. So
Yeah, and Wraith just said Better Call Saul. Of course, I haven't watched the last season, any of it yet, and it's
I'd
it's
watched like
weekly
season
right now, huh?
so I watched like season one and I never went back to it.
Oh man, that show is really good. I mean, if you like Breaking Bad,
No, I loved Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad was freaking amazing.
yeah, Better Call
Uh,
Saul gets awesome, and
okay.
then
I mean, I liked season one. I just never went and see, and that's another thing too. I got into Breaking Bad when 4 seasons were already out.
yep,
So I was able to just go boom, 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 boom down the line. And I'm like, where the fuck is season five?
right,
I almost would prefer to wait till a series is done so I
yep,
can do that and go through all of it. So I don't know. But yeah, like Cobra Kai and Stranger Things, I'll watch every season twice because usually I'm going to make a video on it and I want to know what I'm talking about. So
yeah, yeah. But like, okay, so yes, Knights of Old, yes, Babylon Berlin is on my list. He's
hey, so I'm gonna do like 20 more minutes and
okay.
then I'm gonna go eat before because I'm gonna stream tonight. So
Okay. Well then, yeah, no big deal. No big deal. But yeah, I've got For All Mankind. That show is I watched the first season of that. It's on Apple TV Plus. That one's really good, and I hear that it gets nuts. It gets nuts in season 2, so I'm really looking forward to that. I watched the first episode of Ms. Marvel, really liked it, and still haven't watched the rest of it. It's done now.
okay.
And they actually said that that's the best reviewed MCU series so far. Period. Which is like,
Okay.
oh, okay, because I liked a lot of the MCU stuff. Succession,
Miss Marvel. That's not the one with was that the movie or was that it's Captain Marvel?
yeah, Captain Marvel is the movie. Miss
Okay.
Marvel is this little Indian girl in, I think, New York, I think.
Got it.
And the first episode was really good. So, and season 3 is more nuts. That he's talking about that For All Mankind. Yeah, I want to see that. and I'm a big space nerd too. But then Succession, Bucho and Leon have both told me. He said Succession is amazing. That's on HBO. I haven't watched it. Terminal List is another one. Better Call Saul, of course. Westworld. Haven't watched any of this season.
You know what kind of makes me mad? Like, I can't just go to, like you had cable TV, right? You could watch all of these things you were saying on cable, not necessarily the same channel, but on cable. But now it's like everything is split up, like you were saying earlier. You got to have HBO, you got to have Paramount, you got to have Disney, you got to have Netflix just to be able to watch all these different shows. At the end of the day, if you're paying for all that, you're damn near paying for cable, ain't you?
Yep, you are. You are
crazy.
And then, and then see that, and this is what I was thinking about the whole Netflix thing is that I don't think enough people realize that they can just go month to month, go on there, pay for a month, binge your show, and then get off of it. That's what I did for.
You cancel it any time, right?
Yeah, that's what I did for Yellowstone.
I haven't watched that
Dude,
yet. I know, man.
I love Yellowstone.
I've seen, I think, the first 2 or 3 episodes, and I'm like, all right, this is pretty damn good. Like, I need to go home and need to watch this on my own half time. But Netflix just keeps coming out with shit, and it's like I can't even get through like my watch list, like stuff on my list on Netflix, because something new will come out. Like I said, I watched that stupid DB Cooper docuseries the other night over the last 2 nights. It was interesting, but it's like, okay, I got to watch this first and then go back, and I don't know.
And I just spent $130 on Blu-rays, so that's a thing too. Sheesh. Even with my crazy watch list that is a mile long. But those are just the few series that I could remember off the top of my head. There's a whole lot more that people keep telling me, oh man, you got to get this. And yeah, HBO Max.
You were telling me about, dude, I remember we were in Atlanta and you were like, I think you were talking about Barry, right?
Yeah.
And you were saying that Matt Retro Wolf was like, oh, this particular episode was like the best episode in like TV history or some dumb shit like that.
Well, it was like, it's one of the top rated. It's rated a 9.8 on IMDb.
Okay. Wow, that's pretty legit.
Yeah. But then the other day, I saw one of the For All Mankind's was rated a 10. Now, that could be because it was in the last, like in the first, hour or whatever that it came out or whatever. But I saw one that was rated a 10. And I was like, holy crap, a 10? So yeah, there's so many.
Fucking 10.
Yeah, so many I want to watch. But let me see if there's anything else that I think you might be interested in. You're not big on like special and visual effects like ILM. Are you interested in ILM at all?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, there's a really, really cool documentary that's coming out on, I believe, Disney Plus. 6 episodes.
Okay.
And it's about like the beginnings of ILM.
Oh, interesting.
And it's called Light and Magic.
Industrial Light and Magic, for those of you who don't know. It's I guess it was old turkey neck. What's his fucking name? Thank you, George Lucas.
Yeah.
It's called Turkey
But it premieres it premieres July 27th, and I'm really looking forward to that one. I think that looks
Skinwalker Ranch was terrible. Oh man, I just put that on my watch list. I'm gonna watch it anyways. I'm gonna give it a chance.
Skinwalker Ranch. What's that?
It's like paranormal type stuff, which we're into all that crap. So.
Oh well, I am too.
Well, yeah,
I just don't believe in it. I just like it. I like it, but I don't.
There's the difference.
Well, I mean, it's not like
you don't
something
have your
falls off my shelf. I don't immediately think it's a ghost.
Yeah, but it can't just be gravity if it's
right?
Just sitting there.
I precariously put this up here, It's just
old turkey neck. Dude, Google George Lucas. He's got this old thing going right now with his, we're probably 20 years away from that, but
yeah,
right now we ain't. So
I wish I could do the George Lucas impersonation. There's always some his little
his neck just goes blah, 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 blah. Anyways,
let me see if,
look, you know when you're gonna believe when you have your own experience, and I understand that 100%. I get that, If you've never
Yeah.
had your own experiences, then it's going to be extremely hard for you to believe, because I'm definitely a don't tell me, show me kind of guy. But I have had my own experiences. So when people tell me about their experiences, I'm definitely more likely to believe it because I know shit can't happen.
Right. Right. Yeah, see, I've just never had anything like that. I mean, and maybe it's because I'm looking too far into it. I'm looking, I'm trying to logic it out, and I'm trying to force it or something. Maybe I need to, I don't know.
Dude,
I don't know.
sometimes I've been at Billy's where shit has just fallen off of a shelf or the mantle or something. And it's not his dumb cats. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? He's like, I told you all the time this happens. Like, I've been there when it's happened before. But also, again, I have my own experiences. Billy definitely believes in all that kind of stuff. Electronics they kind of weird the fuck out at Billy's house. It's weird. Electronics and batteries, it happens. It's a thing that happens at his house. I don't know what it is. It's just a thing.
It's gravity, man.
It's gravity. Sure, but look, like, give me something that I won't break. Okay. If you got a shelf and this thing's flat like this, and then it just falls over, that's not gravity. This is gravity. Ooh, that bottle got tight.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just never had anything like that. And I've never seen any like the UFOs, the aliens, man. That's what I'm all dude. I mean, dude, I bored the crap out of you talking about space the other night. There you go.
No, you did not bore me talking about space.
Oh, okay.
That was very interesting talk the other night, actually. And shadow people, I have shadow people. I've seen them. Other people have seen them. I have shadow people.
Yeah. I've never seen any of that. I want to see,
but
I want to see an alien.
Unknown. Okay, not Gary. No nuts.
Hey, I'm totally down to film anything you guys like. If that's what it is, we're out in the middle of nowhere and we're shooting stuff. Let's do it. I would totally be down for that.
So,
in fact, what would be cool? What would be cool is if so Jackass, right?
Yes.
Like there's always some guy does something incredibly disgusting, and the cameraman starts puking, and they turn the camera on the cameraman. Yeah.
Yes.
I would love to be filming something, and then you guys turn the camera on me, and I'm freaked out. That would be kind of cool. But I don't know.
Kids so we actually have some shadow people or demons. You have demons in your house. Yeah, that's what they say. But if the shadow person isn't harming you in any way, how demonic is it really? I don't necessarily think all shadow people are demonic, just like not all ghosts are, there to whatever, like possess your body, I guess, right? Well, there's Hatman, different story.
Patricia has chimed in about the shadow people. So
I know, that's why I mentioned it. But I was saying we've had a couple of things already filmed. We just haven't edited it and put it together and did like the interview, roundtable talk stuff on it. The set that we had on that first episode was Billy's garage. And if you guys are from anywhere where it gets hot in the summertime, it's no exception in Texas, and a garage can get super fucking hot. Yes, I know you can have, ACs put in there and whatnot. It's not the same. And I'm not going to lie, like, we are abnormally hot right now. Like 101, 103, that's normal. We're hitting like 104 to 108 and shit right now. It's fucking stupid.
Hit 110 here today.
God. Dude, that's Phoenix. That's like Phoenix type fucking heat.
Yeah. And for those of you who are in, other countries, that's 43 degrees Celsius. That's freaking hot, man.
It's hot. It's very hot. So, yeah, I have matter of fact, I feel like I have a layer of salt on me right now. It's ridiculous, man. Like, I don't even want to go outside. I don't even want to go outside.
Yes. Yep. So, I'm not a big fan of summer at all. Never was.
No. I hate when people go, well, you're from Texas, aren't you used to it? No, we just know the shit's coming. It sucks. It fucking sucks.
Yeah, you try to prepare for it. And you try to figure out.
You can't.
Yeah.
But anyways, I have had a recent conversation with not only Billy and Melvor and Rob, all three of them, it's like, yo, we got to produce more shit. Let's get more stuff going. We're thinking about a podcast, kind of a general nerd culture podcast going on. And we are probably going to be doing that back in the old studio with like the wood grain paneling and, you know, the couch and all that kind of stuff. Melbourne's been slowly working on that, but me and Billy were over there the other day and it was like, hey, if you need help, fucking tell us when to be here. Yeah. He's the hardest person to get locked down on a schedule. He's the hardest. So it's like, dude, you tell us, we'll make it happen. So we're kind of getting the studio, you know, kind of set up going again and whatnot.
Now, would it be like on, would it be like a separate channel or would it be on Game Chasers or on Game
Chasers?
Okay.
Game Chasers.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's where our audience is. So.
Well, yeah, I would think so. And most of my audience comes from you guys anyway. So
well, hey, let's get you some more runoff then, shall we?
I mean, look, you know, I'm a dork and I talk about different things than you guys do. So
you really don't.
Well, I mean, mine's a little more in depth. Like when I'm talking about, you know, Netflix's quarter earnings, that's not something you usually hear on the Game Chasers.
No, but it's movie related stuff. And if that was the topic of conversation, like when we actually did get this podcast going and whatnot, and that was topic of conversation, that would definitely come up. I think really what you mean is you talk about stuff on camera that we don't necessarily touch on, is what I think.
Right.
So, but again, if we were talking about this whole Netflix thing going on, which would be a really good topic, actually, all of that would definitely come up, in my opinion. All of it would come up.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying. That's
anyways.
There you go. Well, does anybody have any questions for Jay before he goes and gets some food and then and of course, oh, you know what? Let me do this. Of course, you guys know you can go over to Jay's channel. You're so used to being a mod in Jay's chat, you tried to ban it.
That's funny.
Hey, I know. And the thing is like I don't feel like I'm usually like I'm not big enough to need a bunch of mods, you know what I mean?
It'll happen though. Get them now while you trust people. I can vouch for Jimbo. He's a good mod.
All right.
That's worth anything.
Well, Jim, I mean, I also don't want to rope people into having to watch my live streams either. You know what I mean?
He's here on his own accord. Remember that.
Well, that's true. That's true. You know, and what I'll do, you know, we'll talk about it in Discord.
Dude,
you guys in Discord who wants to be mods, I'll just make you mods. What's going on?
I'm getting boob sweat.
You mean you're so hot you're out of focus?
Yeah. Oh wait, I'm way out of focus now. What happened?
It's a haze. The haze.
What happened there?
I don't know.
I don't know.
See, that only happens to me when I stick my hand up there for a minute.
That's strange.
It's not even doing. There it goes.
There it goes.
And then reported that bot. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's see if I can get it going.
Don't sell yourself show short. Never been here, but glad to be a new sub. Well, thank you, Jay's NKOTB. We're going to have to shorten that. That's too much. Jay's homemade dance video. New Kids on the Block.
Jay's homemade dance video. What happened with my, thing there?
Your what's that?
I don't even know. I'm trying to look at this.
Oh,
I don't know.
Maybe that's right. All that talk about ghosts. Maybe that's it. Ghosts are screwing it up. They're like, let's screw up this guy's.
Should I move back?
Why am I so white? Well, Caleb, I don't know if I can answer that.
That's weird.
Yeah. Maybe it's focused on something in the background that you can't see. And Pigeon Vice just subscribed. Thank you.
Hey, Pigeon Vice.
Appreciate that. I mean, guys, look, you just don't know. I mean, I'm a tiny little small streamer. And yeah, up to 472 subs, man. That is.
Hey, how's that video doing, by the way?
It's 31,000.
What?
Yeah.
Why don't you share with the good people what happened?
No, I did. I did.
Oh,
I definitely told him. So basically that thing has just blown up like crazy. When we were on the
No, I did that.
Oh, okay. Oh, there you go. It's fixed. It's better.
Okay. Good.
When we were on the road to South Carolina, it had just passed 20,000. And a little over a week later, and we're at 31.5, I think.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, you know what I did? I'm in the middle of watching another Indian movie.
You need to,
Because, I mean, why not? You know, let's give it a shot. 31,500.
I told you, why not?
And, you know, it's probably going to... And the thing is I don't want to turn this into, you know, the Indian review channel in the US, but at the same time, every now and then, just like I've reviewed samurai movies and stuff. I mean, why not? You know, I didn't actually review Dark. That was a good freaking show on Netflix. Dark. That's a good one.
I'm with you. I say don't turn your channel into like an Indian movie review channel, but if it's working, if it's growing your channel, if it's getting you those kinds of views, you got to do more of it, man.
Well, think about it. Yeah, when I put that review up, I had 312 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have 472.
So you put on 350 subscribers on one video.
No, well, 160.
Oh, 160. You're right. My math was.
It's your math, you know, from when you were a kid.
You mow 20 lawns a day.
If only you had a penny for every view. I know it, right? That'd be $300.
Dude, wouldn't that be legit? Actually make that kind of money doing stupid YouTube? Unfortunately, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, and I mean, like, the thing about YouTube is, for me at least, I'm doing it to help, you know, I mean, that's the reason it started, was to help promote the movie. And then it's turned into me doing reviews and all that kind of stuff. But that's really what it was created for at the beginning, was like, I want to do a talk show. I want to do movie stuff, but I also want to have you guys on and let's promote the movie. And I was trying to, what can I do? What can I talk about? And I talk about movies. So does PewDiePie still make millions? Of course he does, because he has millions and millions and millions of views.
Of course he does.
Yeah,
I'm not his accountant, but
yeah, those top tier guys make some bank. But I didn't get into this to make money. I got into this to.
No, if you're getting into YouTube to try to make money, you're in it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And if that's what motivates you, that's all you're gonna think about. It's gonna drive you fucking nuts that you're not making money and that you're not growing. And like, I know it's happened to people, and it's like, dude, like, just have fun.
Yeah.
The videos you want to make, and the people want to watch it, they'll watch it.
Yeah.
That's what I treat my channel.
Yeah.
What's up, Jeremy Children? So, anyways, on that note, I'm going to bounce because I'm a little hungry.
Do the thing, man.
Streaming,
and of course, you guys, you know, you can go see Jay later on tonight doing his thing over on the Shady Jay channel. So yeah.
Natural goodness. What do I want to start with tonight?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, you guys think about it. When you go over there, when you go over to Jay's stream tonight, you can tell him, hey, this is what you should start with.
How's RGT making it then? He does it for the money. He admits it. I think he does it for the money because he makes the monon. It didn't start out that way, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can make money doing something that you enjoy to do, then you're fucking winning life. So, good on RGT for making it. He's doing good.
Yeah.
So, but all right, are you staying on?
Yeah, I am going to stay on for a little bit. So
I'm out. Did I just hit the leave button?
Sure.
Oh, technology very well. So, all right, guys. Hopefully, I see some of you guys tonight here in about an hour and a half or so.
See you, Jay, and I'm sure we'll be in touch.
Oh yes, for sure.
All right, man.
I owe you money. You're not going to let me not.
Oh yeah, yeah, of course.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right, man. Bye. So there you go. That was Jay. And here, now he's actually gone. That was Jay. It's good of him to show up, to chat and all that kind of stuff. And now you guys are just stuck with me. So, what do you think of that? Now we can. Oh, there he is. Thanks, man. Jay Lee, FJ. Yeah, exactly. Now let me see if I can pull up the stuff that I was actually planning on talking about. Next movie script, The Debt Collector. Hey, you never know. You never know. But thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for yeah, chatting with us, you know? Now, I think it was Calum. How many alien figures do you have? First, let's do this because this is in the way. Now that Jay's gone, I have the screen all to myself. I only have the 2. That one was given to me by Billy, and the regular alien figure from the first movie, because that's Alien 3 Alien, and then the other alien Billy bought for me at a convention. So, hey, you know, every now and then works out. No, I'm just kidding. That was my payment for working on the movie, was alien figures. But no, I wanted to show you this. You heard the 1978 Kenner one is the holy grail to get in terms of alien toys. Now, yeah, let me be perfectly honest with you. I'm not a toy collector. You know, if you're into that, go see Grindhead Jim, go see Melvor, you know, those guys. Go to, you know, Retro Expo, Scott's thing. I mean, I have a few here and there, but I'm by no means an action figure collector. I do like them. I like the ones that I like. You know, every now and then there's one that's like, oh, I really want that. But most of the time I'm just like, I can't do it. I can't do it. But I wanted to show you guys something that seriously irritated me. It's like seriously made me mad. So you guys know, look, I'm a Tolkien collector. I like my Tolkien, right? And I said that I wanted the hardback paperback of The Hobbit. Yeah. There it is. Ended June 26th. June 26th. Now, I was still here. This was before we went to Siege. But this is exactly what I'm looking for. The exact edition. I don't know why that's not. There you go. This is what I wanted. That's what I wanted. The yellow with the eagle. That's it, man. Oh, you like that? Yeah. There's something about having a paperback that's a hardback. It's just really cool. But that's it. And it sold for $14. I didn't even see this. Because look, I've been looking for turtleback. And look how they listed this. Look how they listed this. It's not even, doesn't have turtleback, doesn't have permabound, which is what it says. You see right here. I can't click on that. You see next to where it says The Hobbit, it says permabound. All it says is The Hobbit X Library. Excellent condition, yellow. I was so mad when I saw this and that it sold. So there you go. That's exactly what I want. And I'm not saying that you're I was trying to find an example to show you, hey, this is what I've been looking for. That's it. Because that looks exactly like the copy that I read in 7th grade in what is English class, I think. That is exactly what it looked like. And it irritates me. It irritates me that I missed out. I mean, at least I have a Silmarillion in the same style. But and this one is in really good condition. Like unread condition. Look at that. It won't even focus. It's so clean. Yeah. I really lucked out on this. But that wasn't exactly clean. So let's get into some of the quick stuff, shall we? Some of the quick things that I was going to talk about. I don't know if any of you guys are fans of If it makes you feel any better, there are a lot of copies of Familion for cheap on eBay. I don't need a copy of Familion. I'm just telling you. I'm just letting you know right now, I don't need a copy of Familion. I've seen it and it's not great. It wasn't even great back then. And as far as that kind of movie, there's this thing called the internet. I'll just say that. And you're looking for that kind of if you're looking for that kind of movie, you can find it. You know what I'm saying? You hate when you miss eBay listings and it sells for dirt cheap. I was so angry. And I told you about there was one Familion figures. I don't think so. I don't know where they would sell those. But I saw, like, back when I was hunting all of these, the history of Middle Earth stuff, I saw a collection of them. And I was trying to get it. Did someone say Familion? See? There you go. There's Billy. I told the story last week. I mean, Familion it's famous for a reason. Billy is summoned by Familion, yeah. But yeah, I missed out on a really, really awesome, really good shape collection of these too. Luckily, I've been able to find them, piecemeal. But this is like right now. This is the only old copy of any of these that I really want, because it looks exactly like what I read in the 7th grade. And there's something about having that exact replica of what I read. I want that. So, and I love the Eagles. Do I have those Lord of the Rings light up chalices from Burger King? I do not. I don't have any. In fact, I don't have any Lord of the Rings like toys. The only thing I have Glamdring, the Gandalf sword, like actual sword. But I don't have any of the toys or anything. You had a McDonald's Lord of the Rings chalice. You still have your what is this that you're talking about? Lord of the Rings chalice. Goblet light up. Is this has got to be what you're talking about, yeah? These guys? Like this stuff? They used to have lightsaber spoons from cereal boxes? Yes. Yes. I did used to like those. But no, I've never I've never really been into collecting a bunch of stuff. And that's one of the things when we were talking about the digital stuff, digital versus physical. And of course, Billy is here. And he said, digital is rental. I love collecting my Blu-rays now, okay? But I feel like there's going to be a lot of people that don't care, and they'll just buy it digitally. And the thing is, I'm in a position as an American person living in America. I have internet. And if something happened and my copy of whatever was taken off, I have the internet and I can put on my eye patch and find that movie. And the difference is it's not taking up space. So I'm just saying, there's that debate, right? The digital versus physical, but that's how I look at it. I have a lot of digital movies, like a lot. And it's part of the reason why I love Blu-ray.com. Because you can search for your 4K movies on Amazon, what the cheapest prices are and all that kind of stuff. But you can also look at all the digital stores too. And in a lot of cases, I don't care that much. I just want to watch the movie again. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, digital has its down, has definitely has its problems, right? And especially when you see that certain companies are just taking their stuff off of certain other stores. That's a problem. That is a big problem. But I've never had that happen. And the great thing is I have my collection with me and I can watch them at the grocery store if I wanted. I could pull up Lord of the Rings and watch Lord of the Rings at the grocery store. That's the kind of convenience that, you can't argue with, almost. I mean, you can say, well, what if they took the Lord of the Rings digitals off? Yeah, yeah. Put that. I don't have an eye patch. Why would I? Unless I'm dressing up like an actual pirate, I don't need one. But that's what I'm saying. Just saying. I'm just saying the thing. To be honest, you'd rather buy a movie or show physical and it also have the digital code. That is also something that I practice a lot. Is I'll because what also the deal with the Apple family thing, because I'm an Apple guy. I know. A lot of people are like, oh, Apple, whatever. I like Apple products, okay? And because I have Apple products, and because a lot of my family has Apple products, guess what? They can all see the movies that I purchase on there too. So they can watch those movies for free. I'm the dork that's buying them all. You know what I mean? I'm the dork that's buying them all. They get to watch them whenever they want. You're saying you don't have a patch of the eye? No, I don't. No, I don't. But I'm just saying. And you love your Plex server. It has all your favorites, and I still keep my special edition boxes up on the shelf. I've done that too. But there's plenty of movies that I own that are digital. I just have the digital version. Give you an example. I've bought Terminator 2 more times than I could count. And I still have my special edition DVD boxed up. But guess what? I bought the 4K version of T2 digitally for $4.99. You can't get a 4K Blu-ray disc for that. I got it in 4K for $5, man. It's good enough for me. And that's why I'm like, okay, I don't have to really, I mean, I'm buying it again because I'm a dork, but I don't need another 4K disc of that. I don't watch it enough for that to be a thing. I've seen Terminator 2 enough, okay? I'm just saying. I've seen it enough. Now you could probably say, Rob, why did you buy the Skywalker saga in 4K? You don't think you've purchased those enough? No, you're absolutely right. But it was there, and I had the money from a Christmas money. You better believe I bought it because that's what I do. I have so many copies of Star Wars, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I have multiple copies of fan edits and despecialized editions and all this stuff. And anyway, sorry. So yeah, I'm just saying. Digital's not all bad, is all I'm trying to say. Okay? There you go. Crapple. Hey, you own 3 movies digital. It's the Fate trilogy because the Blu-ray was $200 while the digital was $21. That's another one, Caleb. I mean, that's something that you can't deny either. Is that in some cases the digital is just so cheap that if you just want to watch it, and especially if it's something that you're not going to watch over and over. Like I went and bought the 4K. I already had the 1080p Alien for my Alien set that I ripped myself. But I bought the 4K disc because I love Alien. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like I've gotten to that point where there's a lot of things. There's a lot of movies where I'm like, I don't need the physical because I don't watch it enough. I don't care enough. Now, if I've never purchased the movie before, sure, I'll buy the Blu-ray or whatever and hope there's a digital copy. The Blu-rays that I just spent $130 on, I've never owned any of them, and they definitely do not come with digital codes. So, yeah, you have 5 copies of The Crow: Laserdisc, VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and digital. I know I have the DVD. I don't have the Blu-ray, or I may have the Blu-ray. But yeah. And yeah, it's it's totally, a lot of it is nostalgia for me when I'm talking about like why I still keep my widescreen VHS copy of Star Wars on my shelf up there, because it's awesome. Doesn't Don't watch them. I'll never watch those again. Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna go find a VHS player somewhere in boxed up in my closet just so I can watch a widescreen VHS copy of Star Wars. Never gonna happen again. But it is cool. To me, that's a totally different thing. So, Josh dropping on to say hi. Catch the replay later. Ted Millich, the hero that along with Buccio told me to watch that RRR. And by the way, if you have Netflix, you should go watch RRR. Just saying. If you don't believe me, I don't know what to tell you, because RRR is awesome. But thank you, Ted. And yeah, we'll see you later. We'll see you later. That's how you are with games and movies. That's the only time I do digital, when it's super cheap or on sale. There are definitely upsides to digital, but I like the experience of putting in a movie. Absolutely. There's nothing like it. But there's also, to me, there's something missing from the mechanicalness of a VHS. You know what I mean? If they could make a 4K VHS and have that mechanical, there's something about that where it takes it and you can hear all this stuff going on in your VHS player. Come on. It's awesome. It's a little different now. Now you just, everything's quiet. Everything's like, I don't know. Lion King on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and Milton Bradley game. I have a Lord of the Rings game. Like a Lord of the Rings. I think it's Lord of the Rings Risk. I don't think it's worth anything. But I kept it. You can play any NES you want on your PC or Switch, but it's not the same as having the physical cart. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's something different about it when it comes to games. I totally get that. But at the same time, like, I have somewhere in my closet, I can't seem to find it. There's boxes upon boxes in my closet. It's a nightmare. But my Nintendo is in there. Protected. It's in there. And yeah, there's something about the physical act of connecting all the cables, right? Getting the controller and plugging it in that big freaking slot, and you're holding that thing with 2 buttons. There's something about it. There's something about that. But my thing is, I've always been that guy that I go through the trouble of doing that. I play through, seriously, 5 minutes of each game. And then I go, okay, I'm done. Now it's all messy with wires. Let's clean that up. And then it goes back in the box. I've just never been a huge nostalgia guy. I understand the meaning behind nostalgia, of course. And there's some things that I really have nostalgia for. But for some reason, games was never that thing for me. I don't know. Good box art is needed. Oh, yeah. You do love how Best Buy has some nice looking custom steelbooks for certain movies. Yeah, but my problem with steelbooks is I don't like the way that they scratch. They're really easy to scratch. So you have to be ready to take care of them. You know what I mean? And one of the absolute coolest ideas that seriously, I was thinking about doing it in here, was starting to buy a steelbook collection, and I would move the stream. The camera would be over here and would be filming this way. And what I was going to do is put magnetic strips on the wall, and you mount your steelbooks, and you mount so many, and then you can switch them out whenever you want. So you're like, I'm in a RoboCop kind of mood. So you put up the RoboCop steelbook, and you put up, maybe you're like all robots. It's all robot movies, or then it's all fantasy movies, and then it's all sci-fi, and then it's all, I don't know, Familian movies. Does Familian come in a steelbook? I don't think so. But you know what I'm saying? That's a great idea. And I think that's just it's just a neat idea. The problem is I only own I think I own 1 or 2 steelbooks. I think I have Top Gun. Yeah. I don't know. You don't really like them either? I only like the Perfect Blue one and the Sonic Boom one. Hey, RoboCop mood is 24/7. Yeah, I mean, no, I mean, you're right. You're right. But see, like, my thing is like the True Romance steelbook for example, really cool cover on the steelbook for True Romance. But you know what? It doesn't come with all that stuff that's down there that I can't really seem to point to correctly. It doesn't come with all the book and all the other stuff. So why would I want that? For me, it's your number one movie, RoboCop. I mean, I can't blame you. RoboCop is an amazing movie. And not just for the time, it's still a really, really good movie. Like it just really works. You know, games are going up in price, but you would happily pay extra if they did with games like with Blu-ray, buy the physical copy and get digital code for free. I don't understand. Well, no, I do understand why they do that. And the reason that they don't is because of the resale market, right? That's the biggest thing. With Blu-rays and movies, they don't make enough money on the discs themselves to make it worth it for them. They just don't. $14 on eBay. Look, I'm telling you, I'll just say this. I am almost positive that movie is just on the internet and you can just watch it. Trust me. You're going to look at it and you're going to go, that's it. But at the time, we're talking, I mean, you can download. I remember in the time that I worked at Blockbuster, it would take hours to download a 240p trailer. It would take hours to download a 240p trailer. There's no way you're downloading Familion back then. Now you can just stream it. You can stream it to your phone and you go, wow, this is a really bad perverted movie. Yes. You got Familion 1 and 2 and on DVD for $12. See? I mean, sure. But I'm just telling you, it's online. That's pretty cool. You didn't know that with Apple. Making me want to change from Android based off just that, honestly. Now, it's something that you pay for now. I pay for, it's the Apple One. And I think it comes with the arcade, which I don't use at all. I'm not big on mobile games, but there's a lot of free mobile games on there. It comes with that, comes with iCloud storage for like your photos and stuff. It comes with the Apple TV Plus, so you can watch all those shows like Severance, which is excellent. For All Mankind is on there. Okay. And then there's that sports show with what's his face that keeps getting like, anyway, so that's part of it. And then there's other stuff that comes with it. And so you pay that monthly fee, but everybody shares. If you can set up a family of iTunes accounts, link them together, and then any movies that I purchase, my dad can watch, for example. And then my sister-in-law can watch. And then I think my wife's parents can watch them. I think that's all that's on my thing. But it is pretty cool. It is pretty cool. And I love how seamless everything works with Apple. I mean, look, I'm not here to convert anybody to Apple. Okay. But let's say I don't know, on the way to a convention in South Carolina. Well, I start up, let's just say, here, I'm just going to put this on here because I don't care if you see it. So I write a note, and then when I get home, it immediately shows up on my computer. And I can just start going. Okay. Now I know there's stuff like that for Android, but this is built into the OS. There's no extra program. I can be in here in the living room writing notes for the show. Come in here, bam, it's right here. Got it. Links, whatever. So bam. The fact that, no matter where I am, I can just throw whatever video I want from a phone or an iPad onto a computer, a TV, whatever, seamlessly. Because it's all on the same network and Apple talks to each other. Dude, I'm telling you, there are reasons, and there are reasons to go with Android too. I'm not saying there aren't. There are things that Android does way better than Apple. But I'm just saying the reasons that I use Apple, it works great for me. And not enough people say that. Not enough people just say, you know what? If it works for you, do it. Do it. Use Android if you want. But for me, I use nothing but Apple products because I'm an Apple dork. And I have been since 2005. And I love it the way everything works together. You also love the feature of downloading a movie or show in case there is no internet connection. Of course. Of course. And I think at least with iTunes on, or I guess it's the TV app now. I'm sorry. They changed it. Yeah, I can download all the movies that I've purchased onto my hard drive and watch them. Now, I'm sure that once you connect back to the internet, if for whatever reason, like say this thing happened where they got rid of your digital movies through iTunes, I'm sure it would just disappear and you wouldn't be able to whatever, and yeah. Him alien? No. We don't need it. We don't need a him alien. And yeah, and everybody, see, somebody starts with something, and then I guess the thing that I don't understand is the fervor or this fanaticism where they're constantly, there's people that go onto Apple message boards and talk about how bad Apple is and you should do this on Android. Oh, Android's had this for 12 years or whatever. And I'm like, okay, well, let's just start with the beginning, okay? And pinch to zoom and all that kind of stuff, that's an Apple thing. Google stole that. But guess what? There's a lot of things that Apple has that they stole from someone else. Apple stole the mouse from Xerox. A copy machine had a mouse. They stole the idea and created the first mouse in the 80s. So it's one of those things. It's just constantly stealing from each other. Whatever. Apple Android doesn't matter to me. Yeah, not me neither. No Himalayan. No. I will tell you right now, I will be fervently against that. No. Absolutely not. Gonna display Famillion like it's gold, gonna be the prized possession in your collection. Hey, I mean, you do it, you know. I'll tell you what though, it would be kind of funny for them to do like, because they did it with what's that other? Is it Emmanuel? They do it with Emmanuel. Every few years they'll start a new series of Emmanuel, like it's James Bond or something. The exploits of this sex crazed woman, free, you know, and they do that because it started like in the 70s with what's her face, Sylvia Crystal, is that her name? Yeah, like super famous for that. And now there's like there was Emmanuel in Space with Krista Allen. You know Krista Allen? Do you know who she is? She's the woman. She's the lady that's in the elevator with Jim Carrey in Liar Liar. He's like, oh, everybody's been real nice. And he goes, yeah, it's because you have big jugs. I mean, your boobs are huge. Her, yeah, she did a whole series of Emmanuel stuff. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, back in the 90s. Heck yeah. So that's what I'm saying. There's gonna be an Emmanuel on Jupiter or some crap. Emmanuel in the water or something. I don't know. But Famillion, that would be kind of an interesting thing. That's a good idea about the steelbooks. Yeah, I think it's an excellent, especially if you have a room like a movie room. It'd be a really cool way to display your movies if you were already into steelbooks. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, it could get kind of expensive. But like many movies come out now with the steelbooks already. You know, like I think. Was it Everything Everywhere All at Once had a steelbook? Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent had a steelbook. Has anyone seen that yet? I want to see that. Gotta own a steelbook of Top Gun? I have it. I have it. Here somewhere. Down here. Here's my steelbook of Top Gun. The problem is I don't like how this stuff, like I don't like these kinds of cases, and especially if you're having it shipped to you. Can I see the cover of The Hobbit you were looking for again? I'll keep an eye out. Yes. Yes. And look, I'm good for it. So if you find it at, I mean, seriously, almost any price. I'm not paying $100, okay? But if you find it for like 20, 30 bucks, you better believe it. Give me a second. Let me, okay, where'd it go? Crap. I closed. There it is. There it is. There it is. So basically, you're looking for a yellow hardback. So, yeah. Yeah. It's going to be good. If you can find this, I will pay you all the monies. Not all the monies, but quite a bit of monies. Because I want that. Like I said, already have Silmarillion. And I have a couple of the Book of Lost Tales. I have a different copy of The Hobbit, but not that one. So, yes. But thank you, Jimbo. Hey, if you find it, I mean, hit me up. Trust me. Zap Crystal is here. So you're planning on going to San Diego Comic-Con? No, I am not. I know that it's this weekend, and I'm excited for it because I'm a dork. And I was just wanting to talk about some of the stuff. Haven't spoke to you in a bit, but hey, yeah, it has been a while. It has been a while. You're out here looking for Angel Cop in the wild. Hey. I mean, I've got a couple that I'm looking for. In fact, if you happen to find an Invaders from Mars on Blu-ray, it's hard to find and expensive. But if you track one down, I know somebody that might want that. And I kind of want a Blu-ray of Dogma. But that is expensive. But yeah, it's good to see you, Crystal. It's been a while. I'll be on the lookout for it next time at used bookstores. Yeah. See, and that's the thing. I'll tell you this. I have found these hard copies not in the paperbacks where you would think it would be. No, they have them in the hardback section. So if there's a sci-fi fantasy section, you have to check both. Because you might find them in the paperback, you might find them in the hardback. I found two of the last ones that I found. Yeah, I found them there. In fact, I'm probably going to take a picture of that and tweet it out, and I'm gonna put it on Discord. I'm basically putting a bounty on that Hobbit. And I want it. I want it. Just hit me up and say, hey, it's this much. And I'd be like, bam, yes. Yes. Whew. You just got back from a con yourself, had a good weekend, and are you still streaming on Twitch? I am not. I am not, at least for the time being. YouTube has been treating me very well. Okay? Since I moved over here and started streaming over here, the same show, same format, but only once a week. It's only $94.99. I'll buy it for you, no worries. Which one? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Star Fox, what are you talking about? But yes, Zap, I have had amazing luck over here. Ever since I came over here, my subscribers have been going up. And yeah, it's really been popping over here. I had a video go, I wouldn't say viral. But I mean, 31,000 views when I usually get like maybe 30 or 40, 31,000. Holy crap. So yeah, I've had some amazing luck coming over here. So no plans to stream on Twitch? Not for a while. What I may do eventually is do an every now and then gaming over on Twitch, but it seems like this kind of show does better on YouTube for me. So I'm just gonna do that for a while and see what happens. But thank you, Zap, and Star Fox, If that's Invaders from Mars, you can find it cheaper. That's the thing. I mean, look, I'm not gonna tell anybody not to do that, but that Invaders from Mars is not for me. Okay. If you do get it, great, but don't go broke buying stuff. Okay. That's the one thing, is that I don't need it. Okay. I don't need it. But, well, in fact, if he's still here, then he knows. But I think $95 is a lot to spend for that movie. You can find it cheaper, great. If not, but hey, there's Dogma, there's Invaders from Mars, and there's that copy of The Hobbit. I'm always on the lookout for those. But anyway. Now wait a minute. It's a great movie. Yeah, but Star Fox, man, come on. You don't do that. That's a lot. Jeremy said, enjoy your live streams, man. Better than any podcast I've listened to. Hey, thank you, Jeremy. Well, I do have some experience with that because I used to do a podcast back in the mid 2000s. Seriously. Way back when, before Apple Podcasts, before pretty much any podcast that you listen to, I had a podcast in 2005 to 2007 between there. And we got pretty big, and then we quit because we had families. And I say we, the other two guys had families, but we had 10,000 listeners per show worldwide. And it was pretty awesome. And then we quit, and we probably could have been huge because we also had we had a deal with Sirius that we turned down because Sirius wanted us to change our show, change our format. I mean, gosh, do I need to start playing clips from the old podcast? Because there's a whole new set of people that haven't heard my stuff. So yeah, we used to do a comedy podcast. It was awesome. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. You just wanted to stop in and say hi, Crystal. Good to see you. Yes, and hopefully we hang out soon at a con or something. Absolutely, yes. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. As always, I'm a fan of your timbre and tone in your speaking, combined with your very distinct artistic voice. Ooh, gosh, you're gonna make me blush. Thank you. I don't think I really have. See, to me, I always thought especially in my head, I sound like this. I sound very nasally to myself. But thank you. I appreciate it. If you really want it, I'll give you L'Invasion Vient de Mars. Ooh, that sounds exotic. Will you be at Retropalooza this October? I will. I will definitely be there because we are showing the movie. And if you didn't hear earlier, we are submitting our film, Adventures in Game Chasing, to film festivals. And we are in the process of submitting more. And basically it's a way for us to get the movie in front of people who wouldn't normally see us. And I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited about it. I really want things to go well. We did submit to Kevin Smith. His it's called the Smod Castle, which is his new film festival, first year. And we are very excited about that one. Unfortunately, if you didn't hear earlier, they were expecting around 100 submissions, and they got over 1,000. So they're having to delay that. We were supposed to hear if we were in or not. You were supposed to get notification by July 31st. Now it looks like November. So yeah. So that's a thing. But there are multiples on the horizon that we have already submitted, and they all cost money. And we're not asking for money, or anything like that. Please don't think I am. But it does cost money to enter these. It's not like a free thing. So that's one of the things that we're trying to, like, we could submit to. There's so many festivals. You throw a rock, there's a film festival. Okay, seriously, there's so many. There's so many in Texas. It's ridiculous. Okay, but what we're trying to do is say, okay, we could submit to Sundance, for example. Sundance is I don't know when it takes place, and we may still do it, but the fact is, over 20,000 films get submitted to Sundance every single year. Only 200 of them get selected. So the chances of us getting selected by Sundance, it's low. And it actually costs money to submit these, right? So it's like, okay, so maybe we should try to go with the smaller things. And James, I appreciate that, and I know Billy and Jay appreciate that, but that's something that we've already planned on. So especially don't worry about the fact is, don't worry about me. Okay, I'm good. Okay, if you want to kick in on one of their streams, do it. And I have my little donate thing that comes up by Nightbot over here, right? If you didn't know, my Nightbot sits over here in this corner, and he stares at me and makes sure that I don't say anything wrong. I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. No, it's okay. It's okay. No, look, just calm down. Okay, calm down. You need to stop. You need to stop. Just chill. Sorry. He's a little sensitive. He's a little sensitive. Yes, I love you too. Okay. Anyway. Only hardcover Hobbit book you see is the one with a dragon on it. Yes, the hardcover. Well, is it this one? Here's the thing. I have like 8 copies of The Hobbit. Okay? It's ridiculous. I have an obsession. It's Tolkien. I have an obsession. Okay? So do not, please. You don't have to buy me anything. If you happen to come across one, you find exactly what I just showed you, the yellow and all that stuff. If you find it, buy it. And I will PayPal you, I will Venmo you, I will do whatever it needs to happen, and I will pay for the shipping. But you don't have to buy me anything, okay? Look at this. It's ridiculous. All these are Tolkien down here too. Yeah. These are all Tolkien here. And then there's a whole section you can't even see. I don't know why I put the microphone that high. All of it's, dude, it's ridiculous, okay? I collect Hobbit and Lord of the Rings and all that stuff. I collect books like some people collect, yeah, Yoda. My Yoda puppet. That's from the Blockbuster days. That's from when episode 1 came out. Is this Yoda puppet. I still have mine. And see, there's some Stephen King over here. There's a copy of Dune right there. And of course, my Skyward Sword Switch controllers. I mean, I have some cool stuff. By the way, this copy of Ocarina of Time, which is hard to... You see that? That is the Japanese version of Ocarina of Time, given to me by none other than Beat 'em Ups. Yeah. Beat 'em Ups. Kind of cool. It was pretty cool. And of course, my Stormtrooper helmet, which is, yeah, right there. Whatever. Look, I'm a dork, okay? I have Zelda's down here. I have a Link up here, which you can't see. I'm a dork, man. Okay? Just a dork. No Yellow Book, Red Dragon. Yeah, there's... I don't have that copy of The Hobbit. I know exactly what you're talking about, though. That crazy Greek. There's so many. There's so many. I have green ones. I have red ones. Oh, did you say 80s or 50s? It's the one from the 80s. It's the one from the 80s, Star Fox. Sorry, I did not actually answer you. But yes. You like that new Dune movie? Me too. I loved it. And that was one of the things I wanted to talk about is that, bam, Dune Part 2 production has begun. I don't know if you saw this, but yeah, Part 2 has begun filming. Now, let me just tell you a little bit. New cast. If you watched the first Dune movie, if you watched it and liked it, joining the cast is Austin Butler, who recently was in Elvis. He's going to be playing the notorious Fade Rotha. Fade Rotha was played by Sting in the 1984 Dune movie. He is an insane villain. I'm excited for that. Christopher Walken is going to be the Emperor. Plus, we've got a couple of Florence Pugh, Léa Seydoux. I don't know how to say her name, but she was the, I guess, the main female character in No Time to Die, and a couple of other the Bond movies. Oh yeah, Leon is pumped. Okay, pumped about Dune. Okay. And it says this follow-up film will explore the mythic journey of Paul Atreides as he unites with Chani and the Fremen while on a warpath of revenge against the conspirators who destroyed his family. Facing a choice between the love of his life and the fate of the known universe, he endeavors to prevent a terrible future only he can foresee. Dune Part 2, man! Dune Part 2. I'm excited for it. Okay? I'm a Dune fan. I liked it. Really should have gotten those Dune figures. Yeah, and that's the thing. I looked at them and now I like them. And I know you're talking about you. It's just not, they just weren't my thing, you know? And even a lot of the Star Wars figures, which I'm a huge fan of. I have a couple of the old, I don't know how to say it. Is it Kotobukiya? I think that's how you say it. I have a couple of those. I have a Darth Vader and a Clone Trooper. But I don't have many of the smaller ones. I did get Cad Bane because Cad Bane is awesome. I love Cad Bane. And I've loved Cad Bane since Clone Wars. By the way, if you haven't seen Clone Wars, you should get on it. And I have Mando. And this is signed by Yoshi Vu. He worked in season 1, episode 4, but I bought this from Chief. He signed it for Chief, and then I came by and bought it. I didn't know, and I just said, "Oh, Yoshi signed an action figure," and he's like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "I'm buying it," because I wanted to buy something. I buy something at every convention, you know, something. I'll buy something, just because I feel like I need to, and I saw this and immediately was like, I don't have this. And I want it because it's Mando and it's cool. And then the bonus was Yoshi signed it. So, and Yoshi's been on this here show. Not pushing you, but if you want to hear from Yoshi, he's done we've done multiple shows together on Order 42 on YouTube, and you can go back and watch them, and they're pretty cool. So, just popped in my head. I'm gonna pop in my Blu-ray Forbidden Planet. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good stuff. Looks like the trailer for Halloween Ends dropped while you were live. Oh, interesting. Is there a Clone Wars movie? There is, but here's what I recommend. In fact, give me just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. Let me find. There we go. If you are interested in watching the Clone Wars, and this will take a minute for you to see it, but click on that link. That link shows the entire Clone Wars series in chronological order. I highly, 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 highly recommend you watch it in chronological order, because some of the stuff you're going to be like, wait a minute. This doesn't, if you just watch them the way they were released, it's not, I don't know why they did it that way. I don't know if it's because Cartoon Network decided they were just going to skip around, but even the movie isn't the first thing that you watch. So, like for example, so here's that link, okay? So you see you start with season 2 episode 16, then go to season 1 episode 16, then you watch the movie, then you watch season 3 episode 1, then season 3 episode 3. Trust me, it looks confusing, it's not that bad. But I'm telling you, it's so much better when you watch it chronologically. It's so much better. So, there you go. So, take that link. Sorry, too long for me to get invested in. Hey, I don't blame you. But it is, oh man, if you're a Star Wars fan, it's going to be hard to not be invested because it's basically like all the stuff that we thought that the prequels were are in this show. Like Jedi fighting the bad guys. It's awesome. It's the Clone Wars. I love it. So, just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I don't know why I'm doing this. But anyway. Are you guys fans of Jordan Peele at all? I really liked what was that? Get Out. I really liked Get Out. I wasn't a huge fan of Us, but the movie Nope. You're saying Nope? See what I did there? The first reactions for this movie are really, really good. Like really, really good. I saw this trailer and was like, I want to see it. Now, see, I'll tell you this. Watch the trailer for Get Out. You're either going to be like, yeah, that looks pretty interesting. Or you're going to go, I don't really care. And I get that. But you are a fan, just wanted to make that joke. Oh, I get you. I get you. But I'll tell you, I love this. I love this trailer. When I saw this trailer, I'm like, I want to see that right now. I immediately, I can't remember her name over on the left, but she was so likable in that trailer. I'm like, I'm sold. I'm in. And I love Daniel Kaluuya. I think he's great. He's been great in everything I've ever seen him in. Of course, that's Glenn, but what's his real name? I can't remember. He's from Walking Dead. But I want to see this movie really bad. Does it have their names? Nope movie is an absolute blast, crafted a loving homage to fans of a certain Spielberg masterpiece. The cast is excellent, sound and set designs are impeccable. Absolutely phenomenal in so many ways. Perfectly blends together a sci-fi spectacle with a story that is also something of a Hollywood reckoning, and it blew my expectations away. Gorgeously shot. Stephen Yun, thank you. Thank you. Gorgeously shot. The sound mix is thunderous, and the cast all shines. Yes. Most confident, unfettered, and potentially most divisive vision yet. Or divisive, depending on where you're from. Swapping the exclamation marks of horror for the question marks of sci-fi, this is less about scares. Hints of Close Encounters, Jaws, and more. Nope is a real puzzle box. Okay. See, some of those sound good. Otherworldly yet indescribable, from instances of sheer terror to heartfelt moments between the characters. Nope is an experience that won't be easy to shake off as you find yourself picking your jaw up from the floor. Jordan Peele has done it again. That sounds great. I want to see this movie. I just wanted to throw that out there, that if you were interested, apparently the reviews are good. The reviews are good. And then, just a couple more things. Disney Plus is getting Lightyear on August 3rd. I haven't seen the movie yet. I've heard it was fine. I've heard it all the way from disappointing to good. I haven't really heard a lot of people say great. But I still want to see it because, man, I like Pixar. I really, really like Pixar, and I think the trailer looks great. So there you go. August 3rd, Disney Plus. Wait a minute. Harry Potter actor says rude Arnold Schwarzenegger farted in her face on set. He did it deliberately. What the hell? What? What? Back in 1999 on the supernatural action movie End of Days, Schwarzenegger allegedly farted on Margot face in between filming takes. What? What? Why? What? Why? What? Protein and cigars gives you gas, I guess. I mean, that is pretty rude, but why is it coming out now? I don't know. I don't know. But real quick, I just want to Peter Griffin style, yeah, maybe. I just want to go through really quick some of the highlights, the things that I'm looking forward to for San Diego Comic-Con. Again, San Diego Comic-Con starts tomorrow, but it's not really going to get going until Friday. So it's technically starts tomorrow, but I don't think there's any big panels or anything until Friday. I don't know anything about San Diego Comic-Con. Like, I've never been there, but it's always something of a thing where I always want to go because it's movies. I love movies and I love comics. So, you know, but I was also going to remind you that if you're interested, IGN is going to have a lot of coverage. I know Amazon is doing their own stream for their panel of Rings of Power, which is, I think, Wraith. Somebody asked me earlier what I thought of it, and I think we moved past it too quickly. I saw the trailer for Rings of Power, and I think it looks great. I do. I think it looks great. The problem is, I also think that it could be absolutely terrible. And the reason for that is it depends on how they approach things. Because let's just say this. If I'd let Arnold fart on me would make a good story. I mean, yeah, right? I mean, that's a story that you have for the rest of your life. Arnold Schwarzenegger farted in my face. I don't know. Hey, I don't know. I don't know why that's going on right now. But I mean, you know, I'm a big Tolkien fan. The problem is a lot of people are looking at it like, why are all these people of color in there? We had this conversation on the Discord. I'll just say real quick, kind of summarize. Tolkien was a man of, I believe, a man of honor. He fought against the Germans in World War One. So it's not like I don't think he's racist. I think it was a mirror of what the world was like back then. And in England, the amount of people of color were much fewer than they are today. I believe if he was alive today and was writing The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, a lot more people of color would be in it because that reflects the world that we live in, right? I believe that at the time, there just wasn't a whole lot of people of color. And if he's writing a history of England as what Middle Earth is, there wouldn't be a lot of people of color in it. That being said, this is a fictional story. And in my opinion, I think if back in 1997, 98, or whenever Lord of the Rings was being shot, if Idris Elba had walked in the door to play Aragorn and Peter Jackson chose Idris Elba to play Aragorn, guess what? I would have been cool with it because Idris Elba is awesome. And to me, it's all about who's the best actor, right? That's the way I look at it. And I can guarantee you that Idris Elba would have made an amazing Aragorn. No questions asked, in my opinion. Now, the only problem is the way that they've leaked these things out, it feels very deliberate. Like we're deliberately just putting people of color into roles, whether they're good actors or not, I don't know. The problem is the way that they presented it, it feels very like we're trying to be woke kind of thing. Okay? I'm not saying that's what they're doing, it's just how it seems to a lot of people. And even I have looked at it and kind of gone, that's a strange choice, but I mean, I'll let you go on. Here's the other thing. This is the second age. Rings of Power takes place in the second age, before the third age, when The Hobbit takes place and Lord of the Rings takes place. There are no hobbits. There are no wizards in the second age. I hate to tell you that, but that's the way it is. Hobbits and wizards don't show up until the third age. Now, are they going to try to say, oh, well, these are the hobbits were there, they just didn't know about them? The truth is, there's not a whole lot of stuff written about the second age. There's just not. So there's probably going to be some changes and some things that are done that may or may not be in the spirit of Tolkien. I'm really hoping that it's in the spirit of Tolkien. If it is, I'm good with it. I'm fine with it. So anyway, that's yeah. And we'll see in September for sure. That's how you feel about that Prey trailer. It could be good, it could be horrible. Load your expectations. I'm worried it will be kind of preachy. I have no problem with women leads. I don't want to be beaten over the head with a message though. True. And that's the thing. I think that's when movies start to preach to you, that's when they lose their effectiveness to me. If movies are done well, you should arrive at the message without being, without it being beaten over your head. I don't think Prey was written that way myself, but I'm kind of curious. I mean, I'm curious. I'm really excited for it because I love Predator. Aliens and Predator are awesome when they're done right. I hope it's done right. So shouldn't matter, just needs good actors. And that's really what it comes down to. Because I'll tell you right now, Wheel of Time, that is not how I pictured Perrin. Is that his name? His name is Perrin, right? In Wheel of Time. Anyway, that's not how I imagined that actor. But you know what? He grew on me. And by the end of it, I'm like, okay, cool. Even though I didn't see a black guy in that character, as that character. Now that it is, cool. Perrin, that is his name. So yeah, that's just one of those things where it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know how to feel about it until I actually see the thing. And I'm trying to keep an open mind about it, even though I've read just about all of the second age that this book is supposed to cover, supposedly. But we'll see. Usually the actors aren't the problem, it's the writing. Bingo! Bingo. Bill Burr had a bit about this kind of discussion. People are a product of their environment, so that kind of goes with the time period you're living in as well. I don't think he was racist. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the themes, it's the themes of friendship above all, and love for your fellow man, and all of the you know what I mean? Where does racism come into play? It just doesn't. To be honest, I'll check it out, but I don't have too much faith in modern day Hollywood. I know. You can't watch Amazon Prime because you use a VPN and it blocks you. Understandable. Tolkien Scholar was removed from advising the movie. Advising the show. Who is this? Oh, Tom Shippey, who I have some of his books right here. Fired for telling Prime Video they were polluting the lore. Back in February, Vanity Fair led their readers to believe that Shippey was canned for giving an unsanctioned interview to a German fan site where he opined on what the show could and could not explore. Now, this new rumor from YouTube. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. I'm now beginning to believe the real reason that Tom Shippey was fired wasn't because he gave some interview to a German magazine that broke his NDA. You get a slap on the wrist for that. It's because I heard from three separate sources that he would weekly tell the Bobbsey twins of Payne and McKay that Prime was polluting the lore. The professor never... See, the problem is this is a story based on an interview. There's a lot of what do you call that? What do you call that? Hearsay. There's a lot of hearsay here. You know, it's just like how many times somebody gets fired or somebody leaves a project for creative differences. In reality, it could be they were a butthole on set, or it could be we completely disagreed on the way that this movie should be shot, or the way that this story should be told, and that's creative differences. But it also could be some producer didn't like him and said, "Get out of here, get this person out of here." That's the thing. It's one of those weird. It's one of those things. I still think that the way, especially the way that that's written, it's written very hearsay, and that's It's kind of like we tend to take a lot of things as fact when it's, and I'm talking about me too. We tend to take things as fact when it's merely an opinion of someone, but they write it in a way that makes you think this is what happened. All we know is that Tom Shippey was fired. What if there's so many different reasons, but I guess we'll see, right? In September, we'll see. If there's a bunch of stuff that completely, contradicts Tolkien, that's a problem. And we'll see. But I don't know. We'll see in the writing. Yeah, exactly. Like they did with Solo. Exactly. And that's the thing and man, I was thinking about that earlier with Solo. Is that like, I hate the fact that Alden Ehrenreich is probably looked at from Hollywood's perspective. They look at Alden Ehrenreich as a failure because Solo failed. And I thought, you just asked, Magnus, did you hate Solo? No, I really liked it. And I hate, it's one of the things, I wasn't gonna talk about this, but I do have the link here. I'm just gonna do this. This is an interesting article. If you're interested in this, and I'll describe to you what this is. It is that a lot of fake accounts fueled the Snyder Cut online army. So I'm not trying to say that there are problems with this. There's going to be people that have opinions and they have the ability to create online bots and all that kind of stuff. And those people probably did this. According to this article, about 13% of the people that were tweeting #release the Snyder Cut were bots. That's still 87% of people were real. That's still a lot of people. The problem comes with a lot of the stuff that goes on here where there were threats to people who wrote articles about the Justice League that weren't kind to Zack Snyder. There were threats to executives at Warner Brothers. There were threats to this person that wrote this article. Wrote an article about something else. And Zack Snyder allegedly reached out to her and said, you probably should take out these couple of sentences because there's going to be a lot of people that don't like that. And she said, well, no, I'm a reporter. I'm a journalist. This is what I do. Back off. And then people came after her. So it's almost like in a weird kind of way, Zack Snyder was kind of maybe manipulating people into being his army, a social media army. So I'll let you read the article and decide for yourself. I have my own views on it. I just, hey, I don't know. I was never that big of a fan of all of Zack Snyder's work. I believe he's done some good work. I believe some of it is also meh. And I mean, talk about the fanaticism surrounding Zack Snyder is a little weird anyway. So, like I said, if you want to read it, the link is there. It's an interesting article. But one of the things around that is release the Melvor cut. There is no Melvor cut. Or maybe there is. Maybe Melvor needs to do a cut of that movie. But bots or not, people and fans demanded the Snyder cut for years. Yeah, but I'm talking about the actual, from Zack Snyder, the weaponizing of fans. And that fans were going after executives and going after people that talk bad about him. Even so far as to review bomb Godzilla vs. Kong because it was released 2 weeks in proximity to Justice League. And so the director of Godzilla vs. Kong, who did nothing wrong, right? It wasn't his decision to release his movie that he worked on for however long. It wasn't his decision to release it that close to Justice League. He went to Zack Snyder and was like, dude, can you maybe tell your fans to back off of review bombing my movie? I mean, this is my big chance. This is, and from all accounts, that director is sort of like a geek like us, you know, like a nerd. And he's like, oh my God, I got my big break. And he's having his movie torpedoed by the very people that probably would be a big fan of his movie. So he's like, dude, can you tell him to back off? And he's like, oh, I have nothing to do with that. You're giving me too much credit. There's a lot of weird stuff in this article that make you go, whoa, I did not know that. That's interesting. But guess what? It happened with Solo. Solo got review bombed. People boycotted Solo for a movie that it had nothing to do with. A whole different crew. A whole different cast. And yet, people took it upon themselves to review bomb and not watch Solo because of a movie they didn't like. The Last Jedi, right? I mean, do I have to remind you? But they didn't go watch. Some people didn't go Solo because it was poorly marketed. Now that I understand. Some people didn't go watch Solo because there was another big movie out, Avengers Infinity War. That I understand. But to not purposely not watch a Star Wars movie because you didn't like the previous one? I mean, I don't understand that. Now me, personally, I went and saw Solo opening night. And I enjoyed it. I really liked it. But then again, I didn't hate The Last Jedi like everybody else. I don't love it, but I certainly don't hate it. I enjoyed Solo for what it was. Sure, does it make sense for them to release a movie about Han Solo when Harrison Ford is still alive? Maybe not. Did anybody need to see the origin of Han Solo? Maybe not. But you know what? I had a good time watching it. I thought the movie, with all of its problems, was really well done. I think Alden Ehrenreich did a bang up job. Come on, a thankless job. There's no way that he could come in there and do a Harrison Ford accent or a Harrison Ford impersonation and for it to work. It would not have worked. But he made it his own, but still gave you the flavor of Han Solo enough that I completely bought into him and really enjoyed it. But that's just me. I know Melvor is he hates it. He can't stand it because he is stuck on this, what is it, Ingruber or whatever. Like for me, that's just not my thing. Like Ingruber he kind of looked like him or whatever. But at the same time, is he a good actor? I don't know. I've never seen him in anything. I've seen Alden Ehrenreich and stuff. I know he's a good actor. I don't know. Snyder Cut blew anyway. Well, I actually liked parts of the Snyder Cut. My biggest single issue was that it was shot in 4:3 instead of, or it was shot in 4:3 and released 4:3 on home theaters that no TVs that are 4:3 even exist anymore. What? Why? for no other reason than, oh, I'm being artistic. It didn't make the movie better. In fact, it made the movie worse. Excuse me. You know what? I'm serious. The Snyder Cut isn't bad. It's not bad at all. In fact, it's much better than the previous movie or the regular movie. But it's not worth, to me, it's not worth the fanaticism around it, and especially now about, what's his face? Ezra Miller. What's their face, I guess. I don't know. Disney needs to release the HAL 9000 cut and put it on Disney Plus. I mean, I still don't see, that's the thing. Like the sequels, man, we just have to, at least in my opinion, we just have to kind of have to, even though Yoshi worked on Rise of Skywalker and David, and I mean, those guys are amazing. I just, man, the story completely fails. 7, 8, 9, the story just fails to me. Wait, with Melvor ranting, yeah. Solo was mediocre, but nowhere near being the worst Star Wars film. No, Solo is definitely in the middle. But then I'm also that person that I don't think Rogue One is very good. I think the first 2/3 of Rogue One are very messy. I don't know. Oh, Wraith. Ooh, sorry. I just read that. Sorry. Not a big fan of Rogue One. Just because, like I said, it's the characters. I totally get it. If you like that movie, especially if you're into the fact that these are stories about regular people, right? I get that. I get it. My problem was we're nearing the end of the movie and I can't remember anybody's name. And they're not memorable characters. And then when they start dying off, I mean, spoiler alert, I guess, it was like, oh, so they're all gonna die then. And it was like, I don't know. It's just a weird movie for me. Now, let me also say that even the worst Star Wars movie for me is better than most of the crap that gets put out, period. I love Star Wars. And Rogue One, even though it's toward the bottom for me, it's just not my favorite one, is still better than most movies. So I hope that makes sense. You never want Disney to touch the Old Republic, they'll mess it up. Well, I mean, supposedly the High Republic, which is 200 years before Phantom Menace, they are going to delve into that with the Acolyte, which is supposedly started filming recently. The Snyder Cut made no sense in 4:3. You either had to zoom it or deal with a reverse letterbox. Right. Lots of talented movies work on crappy movies. Adam Savage was on Matrix 3. Correct. And I mean, even though I can appreciate some of Matrix, what is that, Revolutions? It's not great. It's not great. But what is my favorite Star Wars movie? I have to say Empire. Empire Strikes Back is, to me, the best overall because it's got everything. And it's heavy, heavy, heavy on the lore. I love Dagobah. I love hearing Yoda talk about the Force and learning about what a Jedi is. And it was always the coolest. I don't know. It was always the coolest one. It started off with the bang with the AT-ATs and Hoth and then you got Boba Fett in there. You got all this bad stuff, and it ends on a down ending. I mean, it's just, I love it. It's always been my favorite. So there you go. You hated Rogue One, and then it was too much of a throwaway movie to me. Oh, for Rogue One, and then Carbonite says Rogue One's slightly better than Solo, and Last Jedi is the worst. I don't think so. I think, again, my opinion, and again, I'm not trying to change your mind. I've said it before, and I don't want to go too far into it because some of the people that watch my streams regularly, they get tired of me talking about the sequel trilogy because I talk about it a lot. But to me, Rise of Skywalker is the absolute worst one because it actually breaks lore. it actually breaks. It doesn't make sense for the Emperor to be back at all. It doesn't make sense. Especially with 7 and 8, it doesn't make sense for the Emperor to be back. And it actually takes away from Anakin's Anakin being the chosen one. It breaks things. And I don't like it. And I don't like how stupid they made Hux. I don't like how throwaway Poe and Finn were. A lot of the Rey and Kylo Ren stuff is cool, but man. You know what? Finn could have almost been redeemed in my eyes if when he's on that planet, I can't remember what the name of the planet is, but where the Death Stars crashed, and they meet all the people that quit the First Order. They're like, oh yeah, we ran away. They were right there, and they're having a conversation, and Finn was like, so why did you guys quit? Perfect. Right then, we heard about you. And that Finn is part of the reason why First Order soldiers are starting to revolt, is because they heard about Finn. They heard of Finn's story, and they started to question their programming, their indoctrinations and stuff like that. And it's because of that, Finn becomes this hero of all of these people defecting from the First Order. How cool would that have been? But no. Oh, we got a feeling and we just did it. So many things wrong with Rise of Skywalker. To me, Last Jedi at least attempted things. It didn't succeed in all things, but there were things I really liked about it. But I get it. I get why people don't like it. I mean, let's see. Wait. The Matrix edit where they put the sequels together is good. See, I never saw that. And man, I'd have to watch the originals because I don't remember them. It's been way too long since I've seen The Matrix. So I wouldn't even know what they changed. So I'd need to watch the originals before I watch the edit. But that's actually not a bad idea. In fact, I'm going to put it on the list. I mean, you're not going to hold me to it, right? I don't even know crap. Where's my watch list? Watch. What? Dude, I don't know where my watch list is. Okay, I know Avengers. There's some Avengers thing that somebody suggested. There we go. There we go. What is it called? Matrix. Okay, I'm just gonna put Matrix edit and go look. Because that sounds interesting to me, because I actually like a lot of the Matrix movies. And I mean like pieces of the Matrix movies, but it's not great. But like, come on, man, that highway scene in Matrix Reloaded is one of the coolest scenes ever put to film. It's so good. You got the Jedi guidebook. You actually liked episode 8 more than 7 or 9. I think I'm there with you on that. Even though episode 8 has some not good things in it. But there are moments in episode 8. You know what it is? It's almost like 7 is fine. 9 is bad. Episode 8 to me has the best parts, the best scenes, but then it has some of the worst scenes. You know what I mean? So it's like it's the one that's the most all over the place. 7 at least is fine. But episode 8 is great in parts and terrible in others. Episode 9 was just terrible for me. Does that make sense? I don't know. Obi-Wan Kenobi. That was pretty funny. I will say Obi-Wan Kenobi. That was funny. The High Republic doesn't bother me. Disney created it, so I expected bad things already. I've heard really good things about it, but I haven't read any of them. See, everything has been in books and comics so far, but I've heard like really, really good things from people that actually really love Star Wars, that are big Star Wars nerds, are like, holy crap, this is so much better than I thought it was going to be. So I kind of want to read them, but again, my reading list is ridiculous. Rise of Skywalker and Last Jedi were both hard to follow, but Rise is the worst. I mean, Palpatine literally stole the identity of a Skywalker at the end. A Palpatine, yeah. Last Jedi ruined Luke for me. See, I've heard that. I've heard that many times, and I'm not gonna totally not gonna argue with you. But I think it's because for me, I had just gotten over all of my surgeries and stuff, which some of you may not know. I almost died like a few times back in 2014, and I was on an IV for like a year and a half where I didn't eat. All my nutrition came from an IV bag full of nutrients and things, nutriments, you might say. But yeah, it was all I didn't eat, and I didn't leave the house because I was on the IV had to be in place for 12 hours a day. So anyway, what I'm saying is I had this moment where I felt like my whole life had been like crushed, and I had to rebuild myself in a way. Everything I was gone. This is probably too poetic for 10. Oh my God, it's 10:30. I've been talking for 3.5 hours. And this is why I was so interested in hearing from Jeff earlier, because I was like, because he said something about not eating and wished he could eat, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, tell me. Mine was all abdominal intestine related. Anyway, so it was kind of like I felt like in a way again, maybe it's because I'm a fantasy dork, but I kind of felt like a phoenix, like I died and was reborn, and out of the ashes I took flight. I don't know what I'm saying. But it's just I felt this rebirth kind of thing. And what Luke experienced in that movie, his shunning of the Force and basically waiting to die, and then finding the reasons to live, that he could become bigger and more legendary than he ever could have imagined by doing this thing. There's something that really connected with me with Luke, and feeling like a failure, because that's also like, because of what happened with me with all my surgeries and stuff. It was self, what do you call it? Like it was all because of choices that I'd made, but not exactly in the way that Luke did, but it was almost like, I could have, I don't know how to explain it. I could have avoided it, basically. But then I ate popcorn and my large intestine ruptured. It's basically what happened. I almost died. Because of that, I always felt like it was my fault. And for a long time, when you're going through something traumatic, the mental side is the toughest, especially when you're by yourself. So with Luke, I felt that connection. And it was something that I was bringing to it. Granted, okay? But the idea of being a failure and feeling like a failure, and then coming back from that and seeing his rise, I guess, was awesome. And it connected with me. So I totally get it. I totally understand when people say that they don't like that Luke ruined it. But and James, sorry, gotta run. Great stream. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Fun, man. This has been fun, guys. I really appreciate you guys being here. It's really been a lot of fun just chatting. So Carbonite. So anyway, Carbonite, you're the one that said that Last Jedi ruined Luke. See, I totally get it. I understand, especially when someone says, well, the last time we see Luke, he was doing everything he could to save his dad, including basically stepping into the jaws of the lion, going after the Emperor and all that, and then throwing his lightsaber down. because of the love for his dad. And then for him to turn around and shun all that. I totally get it. I totally get it. But you can't just look at The Last Jedi for that. You have to look at The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens put him on that island. And without that, and then even more than that, you might have to blame that on George Lucas, because that's what George Lucas had planned. George Lucas had planned for Luke to have stepped away from the Jedi Order, to have been a hermit. Now the reasons is what you can blame Rian Johnson for. But you can't blame Rian Johnson for putting Luke on that island. You have to blame J.J. Abrams. I'm all over the place. Anyway, doesn't matter. But anyway. Never watched the new trilogy, never will. Awaken the Rebellion mod Empire campaign is your canon. I totally get it. Again, man, there's so many. Matrix Revolutions Decoded. Thank you. I'm putting that on there. Decoded. Interesting name. I like that. You're a much better plot writer than JJ. I mean, you know. Also with Last Jedi, when you introduce Rose, who is worse than Jar Jar, which never really bothered me, then you know you messed up. See, and to me, Rose, I felt like got a bad rap. And I think part of the reason with Rose is that she was so wide-eyed and positive. And I think people immediately tend to shun characters like that are just good all the way around. So I think that's part of the problem too, but I didn't mind Rose. I never did. I guess it's because I was trying to be really positive at the time too. When, again, I was going through some stuff, okay? I'm sorry. But it hit at that right time for me. Last Jedi, because coming out of that theater, I was like, I don't know about this movie. But then I went and saw it again. I said, okay, let's just shed everything and watch it. And then for some reason, it just really connected with me. And I actually really liked Rose. And I think the reason that I liked Rose is because everyone seemed to dislike her. And it meant I sat there and watched it with those eyes and was like, I don't see what's so bad. But hey, again, it's subjective, man. Art is subjective, and that's the beauty of it. And you and I, we can sit here and go, I don't agree with you. I think you're wrong. I think Last Jedi is terrible. It's a waste of space. It's a waste of time, energy, and money. They ruined those characters. They ruined everybody. And I can say, no, you know what? There were things I really liked about it. And you know what? We can sit here and we can have this discussion. We can still be friends. Because that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of film. It's subjective. Everybody's got their own thing. And everybody brings their own stuff to it. That's what I love about it. Anyway. I don't know what all that was. I felt like I was preaching for a second. And I'm not a preacher. 7 was a remake of 4. 9 was fan service. At least 8 was original. I mean, it's kind of how I looked at it. But wish Rose was better written. Her actress sounds like a sweetheart. I really like her. I really like her. You know? Like, she was great. Raya and the Last Dragon. I was like, dude, she's great in that. I loved it. But anyway, sorry. Dang, glad you're okay, man. Yeah. Oh, it was bad, man. It was bad. There's a video on my channel if you're interested. I don't want to go into it all over again because it's a lot. Time means nothing. I want to listen. Rob made himself better. He has the technology. I mean, and it wasn't a food allergy. It was literally diverticulitis mixed with Crohn's disease. So that combined is when that happened. It's just like everything broke down and it could have been bad. And it was almost bad. I mean, my intestines ruptured and I was going septic. And it was the most painful thing. I mean, I can't describe it. It literally felt like I was on fire from the inside. And it was awful. And then I was in surgery for something like 17 hours, something crazy. I don't even know. And I don't have a large intestine anymore because of it. So yeah, I had the bag for a while. Now I don't, which is great. And now I'm all healed up. And part of it is because of this silly bastard, saying F Rose. Really, seriously, Billy and Jay, in a way, made me better. Kind of helped me heal. I know that sounds silly and it sounds ridiculous, but you want to know why I'll do anything for those guys? I mean, number one, I mean, they're kind of like my brothers. I mean, I've known Billy for what, 28 years? Oh my God, 28 years. And I've known Jay for something like 26, 25, 25 years. Known them a long time. They've been friends of mine for a long time. But you want to know, it's because part of that is I've known them for so long. And another part of it is they helped me work on a movie, man. You don't know how, man, gave me purpose again. It was like look, dude, look, I almost died, okay? I feel like I'm in bonus time right now. I should have died. They told me, they were like, you almost died a few times, like on the table. It was close. So anything that happens after that is bonus time now, right? So that's why I want to do, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, man. This is bonus time. You're getting 31,000 views on a freaking video that I did. 5.5 minutes of me gushing about a movie and somehow it blows up. I never expected that. Never expected anything like that. Never expected to even have a channel with more than 3 people watching me. And, you know, you guys are here. And it's all because of them. They're like, oh no, you did it. Yeah, but come on. Let's give credit where credit's due. That's the way, that's how I was raised. You give credit where credit's due. Billy and Jay deserve a lot of credit for that. I mean, other things like, you know, maybe keep your clothes on a little bit, Billy, Jay, please. You know, maybe a little. Other than that, they're amazing guys. Anyway, let's see. My granddad's stomach was the size of a tennis ball after a surgery. Wow. Wow. He wanted to be left alone, but made a map to find him. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's JJ. Luke went through hell to redeem his father, but he tried to murder his nephew at the first sign of evil. Well, I mean, if you want to be technical, just like he almost killed his father, people tend to forget that. You know? Yeah, he went there because of the love of his dad, but at the moment that he said, well, maybe your sister can be turned, and he ignited that saber and went after Vader and almost killed him. And the only thing that snapped him out of it was the Emperor laughing and him going, oh shit, I'm being just like Papa Vader. You know? It's exactly what happened with Kylo Ren. He ignited the saber, immediately felt sorry for it, immediately felt terrible for even thinking that was a possibility. He felt shame, regret, everything. And then that's when Kylo Ren woke up. It's kind of beautiful if you think of it. But anyway, like I said, man, I get it. I totally get it. If you don't like the movie, you don't like the movie. But there are things that I really like about it. You still like Jar Jar? Don't care if people hate him? I'll tell you what, man. The Clone Wars, the show, actually made me appreciate Jar Jar, which I didn't think was possible. It actually made me like him. Like actually laughing with him, not just at him or, man, I can't believe how stupid this is. Will you watch Avatar Way of Water on opening night? I mean, that's the plan, because I am a fan of James Cameron. James Cameron has rarely, I can't think of a movie that he's let me down with. Every movie is worth watching. I love James Cameron, so. You have a heart condition, so you know what scares can come with health problems. Oh, man. Man, I'm telling you. Look, all I can say is, I think what really frustrated me, especially getting out and finally rejoining the world again, because, man, I'm telling you, it was like getting out of prison. Or I shouldn't say that. It makes me think that it must be what it feels like to get out of prison, when you're starting to drive around your own neighborhood and you don't recognize things. Like there's brand new things you didn't even know were there. Oh my God, I didn't know we had a freaking Jack in the Box here. Oh my God, we have a Whataburger now? You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And you're like, where have I been? And that's crazy, man. That's crazy. But what really started to irritate me is seeing all the excuses. All these people who had everything to gain and people just complaining. Oh, I have all these things I got to do. And I'm like, you know what? You got a colon and you can eat whatever you want. And you're not taking a dump every, 2 hours. Because that's the thing. With my condition, 3 or 4 times a day, I'm going to the bathroom. Think about that. Think about how raw that can be. It sucks. Okay? I'm telling you, it sucks. I've gotten used to it. Gotten ways around it. Things are better now than they used to be. But holy crap, man. I'm telling you. All these people complaining about nothing. And I'm sitting here going, I have to watch what I eat because otherwise I have to poop every 4 hours. And what are you complaining about? Oh, it's my ankle hurts a little bit and it'll be fine in an hour. Shut up. Quit complaining. You want to know why do the thing is my motto? Do the thing. Just do the thing. Stop making excuses. Just do the thing. You have the ability to do the thing. If I can inspire one person to do something that they weren't going to do, and they put these invisible barriers in front of them to go, oh, well, I shouldn't do that, or I can't do that, or man, what if somebody rejects me? Do the thing, man. Do the thing. And yes, I'm sick of seeing wieners. We may have only met once at that last Retropalooza, but still, it's cool to chill and talk, right? Right? It's just fun. Really wish you got to see Grievous's true abilities. Yes. Clone Wars has a bit of that. It's pretty cool. Favorite Star Wars video game? Oh my God. It's got to be Star Wars Battlefront 2. The old one. Like on whichever PlayStation that was. I played the ever-loving crap out of that game. Loved it. Now, I really like the Lego games. I really like the simulator games back in the day. TIE Fighter. Loved TIE Fighter. And I loved X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. But for me, and God, dude, Super Star Wars. Hard as shit. But man, I loved playing that game. And I don't think I had Empire. I think my friend had Empire and I never beat it. And then I don't think any of us had Return of the Jedi because we'd all kind of like grown up and like, oh, games are for babies, baby toy. And yet we're still playing video games. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think so. I think that might be, I think it'd have to be that Battlefront 2 because I played it so much. Loved it. 5 times a day due to IBS. Wow. See, that's the thing, man. I wonder how many people have Crohn's and didn't know it because I was undiagnosed for my whole life. Nope. And I'm telling you, it was such a weird thing after all my surgeries and they're pumping me full of these drugs. And then I finally get off, most of the drugs. I mean, I had to be on some. And I'm like, oh my God, my stomach doesn't hurt. My stomach doesn't hurt anymore. I thought that was just how it was. I don't know if you've been checked for Crohn's, but Dad goes 6 to 7 times to the bathroom just pooping. Man. Well, I'd say I feel for you guys, but that sounds kind of dirty. I'm sorry. But all I know is I used to, once, maybe twice a day, not 4 times and up. See, sometimes it gets like now that my Crohn's is under control, I'm down to like 3-4 times, which is great. But anyway, let's not talk about poop. Knights of the Old Republic and Shadow of the Empire for nostalgia. See, I haven't played Knights of the Old Republic yet. Knights of the Republic? Knights of the Old Republic? What is it called? I thought it was called Knights of the Old Republic. Never accomplished anything with the but what if this or but what if that attitude. See, and that's the thing. I mean, to me, it's like a lot of things you'll never know until you try. And in a weird way, me going through all that stuff made me realize how much I was putting off and how much I wasn't doing. So, do the thing. OG Battlefront that had that Dune Sea level. Dude, the Battlefront games, I love them. And I played a lot of Battlefront, the 2015, and then the last Battlefront 2 that's on like PS4. PS4, right? Xbox, whatever. I like those. Doctor wanted me to get tested for Crohn's, but you declined. It was the only symptom I had, I'm pretty sure. You know what, though? That's the thing. I didn't think I had Crohn's either. And what was weird is, and I don't know if you've noticed, but I didn't used to have all of these, well, you wouldn't have noticed because most people didn't know me before all this happened. But I didn't used to have all these facial scars. A lot of this came from the Crohn's because when the Crohn's was really, really upset, it made me break out, which was weird. And now I look at these as like almost like war wounds. You know what I mean? Like I almost don't want to get them fixed. You know, because I think my insurance would probably pay for them to get my face cleared up. And I almost don't want to because it's like this is a reminder of what I've been through. Now I'm not breaking out anymore because my Crohn's is under control. It's a weird thing. Anyway. Let's be friends. I was constipated and couldn't poop for 4 days. I've never had that problem in my life. Never. Never been, as far as I know, never been constipated. Hospital prices scare you. One condition is expensive enough. I totally get it. Dude, trust me. I get it. Luckily, my wife's job has really good insurance. So. But I've been talking way too long. My throat's starting to get sore. So let's call it. But thank you. Look, thank you guys so much. I've said it many times and I try to say it as much as possible, but you guys don't realize how cool it is that you come and hang out and we just talk and we chat movies and all this stuff. Look, I love it. I love hanging out with you guys. I love doing this show. I love doing reviews. And of course, I love making movies. So we're going to work on that. Let's make another movie. But thank you again, guys, for being here. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you next Tuesday. Cool? And if you want more, I'm sure Jay's streaming now. He's probably streaming right now. So you guys have a great one. We'll see you next time. Bye.